Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Unmissable late night.
wireless sharing across any mobile, tablet or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free
too many wires
today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
No, that's not the right one.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review?
No thanks. No thanks.
Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
Listen. Do you hear that? That's the sound of nothing. Sounds nice, doesn't it? At Ford, we like the sweet sound of nothing too. That's why we offer 0% APR representative on Ford options across our car range, including...
We'll have a bed tonight, please. Thank you.
Visit your nearest participating Ford dealer today. Ford. Together, we go further.
Retail only. Vehicles to be contracted by 30th of September 2018 and registered by 31st of December 2018. Subject to status. Guarantees may be required. Free post Ford credit. Exclusions apply. Contact your Ford dealer for more information.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio on the Hour News headlines.
Good evening, I'm Daniela Radziecka. The Prime Minister has appointed Jeremy Hunt as Foreign Secretary. Matt Hancock will replace him as Health and Social Care Secretary, and Jeremy Wright will become Culture Secretary. The shake-up comes after Boris Johnson quit his position this afternoon, saying the dream of an outward-looking global Britain is dying. Andrew Bridgen, Conservative MP for North West Leicestershire, gave James his view on the new Foreign Secretary appointment.
Jeremy Hunt actually is a very good man, and he's had that health brief, which is a very difficult brief for the longest period that any cabinet minister of any party's ever held it. There's nothing wrong with Jeremy Hunt. He's
There's something wrong with him.
Capable cabinet minister.
But Mr Bridgen told Talk Radio he had different beliefs in Theresa May.
I have absolutely no confidence in the Chequers proposals. I think they are a betrayal of Brexit and our democracy, and they're damaging our party, which we've seen in the polls already. And if the Prime Minister persists in supporting the Chequers proposals, then I have no confidence in the Prime Minister. I think that makes my position pretty clear.
Sajid Javid, the Home Secretary, says the woman who died after coming into contact with a nerve agent in Wiltshire was exposed to a high dose of it. Dawn Sturgis passed away last night. Her partner Charlie's still in a critical condition. Police have not yet been able to confirm the Novichok used was from the same batch as that used to poison a Russian spy and his daughter in Salisbury in March. The official in charge of the rescue operation at a flooded cave in Thailand says the 8 boys who were brought to safety today are safe and conscious. 4 other boys and their football coach are still trapped. The next phase of the rescue will depend on weather conditions, with rain forecast for the coming week. And Prince Louis has been christened at St James's Palace, watched by his older brother Prince George and big sister Princess Charlotte. It's the first time the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have been seen out with all 3 of their children. Your weather tonight staying dry and clear. Tomorrow dry and sunny for many. Cloudier in Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio...
We're invited to that wedding. I think I'm busy then.
No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We're all screwed. We're all screwed, Catherine. Hello, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. That's Catherine Boyle.
Hi.
Sam is on the phones. We will not be giving mouthpieces to shitbags like Nigel Farage. Although if Tommy Robinson has got a phone smuggled up his anus, we'd certainly speak to him, who I think I think he's the only person we can turn to be Foreign Minister and Prime Minister and lead us through this Brexit nightmare.
He's not foreign, he's native English.
Exactly. And then what we need to do is we should release Tommy from prison. And all Tommy Robinson did was break the law and then plead guilty to it. That's all he did. Remember that, guys. And he's in prison for those two simple things.
State of British justice.
Outrageous! I wonder what ethnicity the judge was. We should bust Tommy out of prison. McVicker style, or Papillon style. Not Papillon, Papillon was foreign. We should bust him out of prison, McVicker style, John McVicker, Roger Daltrey style. And we should get him to negotiate the tricky path, the tortuous, they're both words, they both mean slightly different things, path that is Brexit. And then once he's done that, let's get him to rescue those Thai boys, the remaining 8 Thai boys that are stranded. Because if anyone can do it, it's our Tommy. Let's leave the teacher in there. Let's teach him a lesson. Taking young lads potholing, caving like that without the right equipment, without an eye on the weather, without an escape route, as they say in America. Let's leave that guy in there. Let's see if he can survive the monsoon season. If he does, fair play. We'll let him come out and face the authorities. But I think that there's only one man for the job, and that's our Tommy, who is in prison tonight simply for committing a crime and for confessing to it. Let's go to Picture Phil. Good evening.
G'day, this is Wally Dingo.
Wally Dingo.
Round-up. In weekend action, it was North Melbourne over the Suns, Collingwood over Essendon, Eagles past the Giants, Adelaide over St Kilda, Hawthorn over Bulldogs, Melbourne over the Dockers, Richmond over the Crows, and Geelong over Sydney. I'll see you next week. Till then, check out another Aussie film classic, Malcolm with Colin Friel and Bud Tingwell. I'll see you next week.
I watched two of the crappiest films I've ever seen this weekend. Amazon Prime. Hang your head in shame. Once Theresa, we're going to have here's my prediction. We'll have a general election before the end of the year. That's my prediction. General election before the end of the year. That's something fun to...
before the end of the week?
Before the end of the week. So I watched two terrible, terrible films. Well, one was quite good until the last 10 minutes. Did you dribble?
No. It's just that when I drink out of this bottle... It makes a noise.
Okay, well, it's Monday. It's going to be a slow start to the week, guys. So one was the most beautiful woman in Hollywood. And you got to see her bare bum in it. So I was like, oh, little cheeky bonus. Cheeky bonus.
Said bonus.
What's her name? Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
got to
she's
see.
not really got much of a bottom.
Oh. Nicole Kidman and Colin Firth. And she's got amnesia, and so she wakes up every day.
She's got to put her pants on.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, woman!
Where did the bottom come in?
Just shut up. Sorry, guys, I've got a very, very painful neck because of a very serious accident that I'm being very brave about. We'll have
too much.
We'll talk about the accident later on. If you've got a neck injury, 03444991000, you jump straight to the front of the queue. It's basically the same as waving a blue badge. Although I don't know why you do that. Remember when the badges used to be orange?
No.
I think orange is a far more fitting colour for disability. It says, "Look at me, I'm not ashamed." Blue's like, move on, nothing to see here, just me in a wheelchair, which is what I'm thinking of getting after this neck injury. But more anon. So anyway, so I watched that, and then I didn't watch the last 5 minutes because it was rubbish. But watched the film, and then I watched a film last night that was basically, it's got it's got the modern day, well, I was going to say Laurel and Hardy, but no, it's basically the modern day Laurel and Harold Lloyd, Stan Laurel and Harold Lloyd, right? The modern day Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise. The modern day Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Oh.
The two you see those guys' names separately on a movie. You know you're in for a good chuckle. You're in for a good chuckle. You see those guys' names together on a movie, holy shit. You're gonna pee your pants. You might as well take your pants off unless you like them soaked in urine. So I watched this movie on Amazon Prime, starring the two most consistently funny men ever. All right,
What's it called? Bros. We're bros.
Shut up.
Let's make a movie, bro.
No, you name a film that both of those gentlemen or one of those gentlemen is in, and you name it, and I'll tell you how funny it is.
Swingers.
Very, very funny.
You've not seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I just know. The Wedding Crashers. Flipping incredible film. Great movie. Name another one. Hang on, let's go to the callers. Hang on. Luke?
Hello?
Yeah, Luke, name a film that either Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn are in separately or together.
I don't know.
Okay, thanks very much for your call. Wasim? Jesus, what is wrong with everyone today? Why is there like a delay on me asking them a question and them answering it? Wasim?
Oh, Ian, how's it going?
This guy is going off to a bad start because the previous caller has annoyed me and you've annoyed me.
Why?
Because I asked you a question and you didn't respond.
Maybe there's a delay on the line or something.
There's a delay in your head.
I was going to talk about Tommy Robinson, mate.
Tough. I'm asking you about Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Name a film that either of them are in either separately or...
Film, mate. The last time I saw Owen Wilson was in a Southology advert.
Right? That's a funny advert. That's a funny advert, right? That is.
I went there for a job.
Did you? Sophology?
Yeah, I didn't get the job though.
Yeah, I don't think they're hard, boring people. Go on, what do you want to say about Tommy Robinson? Our Tommy. By the way, from now on we're calling him the late night alternatives Tommy Robinson. That's what we're calling him. He's ours. We are owning him on this show.
You could rename the show with him late night emails.
Sorry?
Nothing.
What do you do local radio breakfast shows? The late night Lee-mails, because my last name is Lee, and that sounds a bit like E, which is emails. Dear God, is this 1997?
If only.
Get to the point!
Okay, so I don't know if I should have reported this, Ian. A couple of weeks ago, I was driving on the M40, and I'm going past Oxfordshire, and in the countryside, I could see a big poster saying Free Tommy Robinson, and just below it says something about F the Muslims or something.
Right. Well, that's not. You can't pin. Hey! You can't pin that on Tommy. He's inside. Yeah. That could have been anyone. That could have been written by Muslims. That could have been written by literally anyone.
Was it spelled correctly?
Well, you said Free Tommy Robinson, and under it, there were all something about Muslims, but then they scribbled it out.
All right. So you don't. Hang on a minute. So you're now imposing your own narrative. You don't even know what it's. It might have said. Tommy Robinson at Hearts, flipping loves Muslim. Or you just don't know, mate. You just don't know.
He's from Luton, isn't he? So.
Well, not really.
No. Anyway, you're boring me. By the way, remind me to talk about last night's last hour of Howard's show.
Oh, you can't.
It was nuts, man.
Was it?
It was a woman from Manchester. Sam, do me a favour. Last night, between 12 and 1, just grab me 5 minutes at random. 5 minutes at random, right? It's this woman from Manchester, right, who's been...
Do the voice, I dare you.
We'll do it in a minute. We'll come back to it in a minute. So the film was called The Internship. We don't really have interns over in this country. Basically, it's people that work for free, right?
We do.
Well... We don't use the word intern. I've never heard the word intern in this country before. You're nodding your head, but you're wrong.
You're not as into interns as I am.
Dirty mare. And basically, it was a 2-hour advert for Google.
Right.
Because it's set in Google. They kept talking about Google. It was just an advert for Google. Right.
Stop saying Google.
But it was an advert for Google. So basically...
What did you just say?
It was an advert for Google. So basically, what?
Google?
Google. How would you say it?
Google.
From India, are you? Sam, could you just say Google for me?
Google.
What?
Google.
What was that? What was that?
Google.
Google. Right. And the story is Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are old-time salesmen, and they go for a job as interns at Google, but there's loads of kids, right? And I thought, oh, this is quite nice. And it was set in Google, and everyone was all Google based, right? But then there's a bit, so there's them on the team. It's like a Chinese guy that's been bullied by his mum, a very attractive Indian girl who's led a very repressed life, a geeky guy, you know.
Did the Indian girl end up taking her glasses off and brushing her hair and whoa?
No.
Oh.
But, and the reason I mentioned she was attractive, because it is kind of, unfortunately, it's important. So they're doing all these, they've got to build all these apps and do all these stupid tests to get a job at Google. And they're losing, right? And so Vince Vaughn goes, sod this. Let's go out and get drunk. And the kids are going...
That's him in every film.
Yeah. And the kids are going, what are you talking about? He goes, let's go out and get drunk. But we're going to fail. He said, no, we've failed anyway. Let's go out and get drunk. And so they went out and got drunk. But they went out and got drunk at, like, a lap dancing club.
Yeah, that's Vince Vaughn.
Is it?
Every film.
Well, and they're in a lap dancing club. And with like, so it's these two old men with these young kids in a lap dance, including this young Indian lady. And Vince Vaughn, to his credit, he leant over and said, if you don't like this, we can go somewhere else. She went, oh no, I love it. I've wanted to I've never lived life, and I want to live life, and we're living life. Did
her living life involve her getting undressed?
She didn't, unfortunately. Although a quick Google shows that she's not averse to it. Anyway, so what a load of old crap it was. 2 hours of just an advert for Google. So I am declaring a fatwa on Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Vince Vaughn more. Just punch Owen Wilson in the nose. It's quite a big nose. Punch him in the nose. Vince Vaughn, I want dead. Because
You want him dead?
Yeah, I do. Because he wrote that film.
Yeah, of course he did.
He wrote that movie. Actually, that
his fingerprints all over it.
That I didn't have time to. I didn't dust it. That actually ties me into one of the topics tonight indirectly, because the topic tonight is I think we should bring back the death penalty, and I'm not even joking about this now. You see all these people getting away with the most horrific crimes and just getting away with it. We'll have it after the break. Thank you, Sam. Just getting away with it and all of this, right?
Crimes such as...
Well, I'll tell you in a minute, because I think we should bring back the death penalty. Hanging is my favourite choice, because it's British. It's what our Tommy would want. Not for him, but for criminals. But I'm reluctant to hang people.
He's a criminal.
I'm reluctant to hang people because they get a brief amount of sexual pleasure at the end. It's that's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah,
that
right,
quite often, when a man is hanged, he will ejaculate. That's not even a joke. That sounds like a joke from a classic Vince Vaughn Owen Wilson movie. That's not. That's a fact. That's a fact, because there is sexual pleasure. So I'm reluctant to indulge any criminal in sexual pleasure.
Bad news, boys.
So I think. So what I want 0344 499 1000. We're going to bring back.
You want a non-sexy method?
We're going to bring back the death penalty. 2 questions. 1, how should we do it? How should we kill them? And 2, who would you kill? Who would you kill? My examples are, I've got 2 examples, both of which I saw yesterday. Absolute arseholes. The scum of the earth that stand on the pavement by a zebra crossing but don't actually want to cross. They've just stopped there because they're checking their phone or they're thick, and they just stand there. So me, being a responsible driver, I go up to the zebra crossing and I stop. They just stood there, beeping the horn. Kill them. Kill them. And the second group of people, of which I would execute, the absolute... I mean, this is the lowest of the low, right? The people that leave bags of clothes outside charity shops after hours. And some of these shops say, do not leave bags of stuff outside the shop after hours. Because you just go there. These are the people I would kill. The zebra crossing people, The people that leave bags outside charity shops after hours.
Fly tippers.
No, hang on, I've not even finished.
That's who they are.
No, they're not fly tippers. There's nothing to do with flies. And so zebra crossing, please. This is really important. I think you're making light of a very serious issue. Zebra crossing. This is what we're going to kill. Zebra crossing people that leave bags outside charity shops after hours, and kill in an even more painful way the people that go through the bags outside charity shops after hours. Those scumbags.
Right.
Those scumbags deserve to die. 03444991000.
Can I add some?
Yeah, they won't be as good as mine.
All right. Let's see. People at supermarkets.
Yep.
Who unload their shopping from their trolleys.
Yep.
And then instead of taking the trolleys back to those little shed things, just prop them very precariously next to the cars.
Yeah.
And as they drive away, sometimes bang in their car doors.
It sets
trolley
off
will start to roll.
Sets
You
it off,
think
doesn't it?
Absolute plum.
Sets it off.
Those guys.
Oh no, I'll have them. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Another one.
Yeah.
Today, as I was walking to get my little one, it's a very, very narrow passageway around the back of the school.
Oh.
And you have to be wary of people coming from the other direction because, a certain number you will not pass.
Can I just flag up? I will be making a joke in about 30 seconds about Kath's narrow back passage.
Okay.
So just carry on.
Okay.
That's coming.
So as I walked, I saw not one, not two, but three women walking abreast, two of them with...
Three abreast?
Chair. Yes.
Like in that Arnold Schwarzenegger film?
No.
What do you mean?
Three women walking alongside each other.
So
Two
six
of them had
breasts.
pushchairs.
6 breasts. I thought you meant that film with the lady with 3 breasts. How did they do that?
No, CGI or something.
Oh, I don't think CGI had been invented then. Anyway.
GM Foods.
GMB.
Crops.
Yeah.
So walking, all three of them.
Yeah.
Matt, talking nonsense. Matt, walking towards me.
Yeah.
And I think, well, we can't all go, and they're quite far along, and they've got pushchairs. I will give way. So I stood there, waiting for them to come from quite a distance, and I gave them the old thin lip smile of, yep, waiting for you.
Yeah.
And as they went past, not a word, no thank you.
Oh, they're dead.
Dead!
Guys, this is a really serious issue tonight. We're going to be tackling serious issues tonight. None of your light-hearted nonsense. This is a serious show. 03444991000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle.
Talk Radio, digital
Speakers off, please.
UK.
I think your stiffness gives you extra gravitas.
I think it makes me angrier.
It does!
Makes me fucking angry.
On Talk Radio with the Sun Holiday Shop. Great value breaks all year round. Listen to Talk Radio every weekday morning from 10 for 3 hours packed full of fabulous features, great value guests, and quick-fire calls on all of the day's top talking points. Don't miss Mike Graham every weekday morning from 10 on Talk Radio with the Sun Holiday Shop. Great value breaks all year round. Go to thesun.co.uk/holiday shop.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
Another England goal. Maguire has scored his first international goal. Pickford, 2 big saves in this second half. Jesse Lingard.
Forget history.
They are not coming home.
All that matters is now.
They're on a roll. The
Fucking hell, man. This last hour of Howard's show last night.
It's insane.
It was brilliant. I would thoroughly recommend going. He's just picked 5 minutes at random. Hopefully it'll work.
In the latest part exchange deal
I thoroughly recommend going back for a listening.
Extra £1,000. Wow, plus an extra £1,000 off any Renault Clio or Renault Capture. Available with all other offers. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Sarah, that was great. Let's do one more. Where'd she go?
Value your car at Renault.co.uk/trade-in. Trading car must be registered to customer for minimum 90 days before new purchase or by 31st July and registered by 30%.
You're right.
No, mate, I'm not alright. I've got a very serious injury, but you seem to find that hilarious, so that's great news for you.
Oh, and having to fork out for a new
I can't finish a cup of coffee because I can't tip my head back.
Oh, what about straw?
interest-free credit.
No, we'll talk about straws later. That's one of the straws.
Not blowing your savings on a new boiler feels good. We're with you. Search British Gas.
I wonder if anyone else wants that Paul Simon ticket.
Credit subject to
Might
status,
just tweet it
conditions
out.
apply.
The late night
Give it away to some of these guys.
with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
By the way, I've got a spare ticket for Paul Simon on Sunday if anyone wants to come with me. So listen, Howard Hughes, right? Sunday night, 10 till 1 is nuts show. Absolutely nuts shows. And what's wrong with you?
No.
Okay, well, you can come to Paul Simon if you change your attitude about my neck injury. We're doing... David Lloyd, my old boss, will be telling me off because it's supposed to be one thought per link. And since we've been back from the adverts 25 seconds ago, we've had 7 different issues raised. No wonder no one listens to this rubbish. But people do listen to Howard Hughes, Sunday night, 10 from 1. It's called The Weird and the Wonderful World of Howard Hughes, right?
It's not!
It's called Bullshit! Exclamation mark with Howard Hughes, right? Bullshit! With me, Howard Hughes.
I would listen to that.
And the last hour, right, was flipping incredible, right? It was this woman from Manchester, and she was talking about how she was nearly... Right, she was nearly... Okay, all right. I'm going to say something horrible, right? She was nearly, I think, raped just outside Manchester.
By?
A Yeti. Now. No means no Yetis. Now.
For you.
Right. And so she has... If anyone knows her website, if anyone heard... Can you tweet me the website? And I want Kath to see it. Tweet Kath, at Flipping Kath. So she has made it her life... This was like 50 years ago, right? She has made it her life's work to hunt down and log all of the Yeti sightings around the Manchester area. Now,
What?
I've been a little bit mean. It's a little bit... It's like the Pennine Way and the Chilterns and all of that.
The Chilterns?
Maybe... Well, yeah.
No.
There's like Yetis spotted. Can someone tweet me and Kath?
You mean like on the moors and all that?
Yeah, like Yetis, and they use a bit like those Thai boys. They use underground cave systems to get about. Now, well, listen. Sam has just picked. I don't know if this will work. He's picked 5 minutes at random from last night's Howard Hughes bullshit with Howard Hughes.
In my summary of the programme, I've just written down Manchester Yeti.
Here we go. Let's have a. This is from last night's show. Let's have a listen.
She and a friend. It is mock exam time, and they've got downtime from school. So they do what we call in Liverpool, they bunked off from school.
Stop it. This is the account of the attack. This is the account of the attack that started her life's work. Go on.
Liverpool, they bunked off from school, and they find themselves in a bit of a rural area and encounter a creature. Not a man in a suit.
No.
Clearly, from the account that Deborah gave, not a man in a suit.
No.
So the big question is, what was it? So we are at the point at which Deborah flees in fear. Her friend is kind of left behind, but presumably gets out of this. So, as they say on the sports programmes, Deborah, on Question of Sport, what happened next?
Well, I'll be honest, I did look back. I looked back to check that...
It's your mum!
Honestly, to see if he was coming after me.
Dear God, I mean...
Come on, after me!
...found her in the grip of this thing.
Yeah, and he just leant back into the bush. And he was gone. He leant back into the shadows and the greenery, and he was gone. And I have asked myself every single question that every one of your listeners out there is asking. Was it an hallucination? There was 2 of us.
Was it an hallucination?
Stop, this is the language of my people.
I hadn't even had a cigarette at that point. I was, like I say, I was just 15, so no.
I mean, of course, it was cider. Not that, I
Nothing,
was saying
no.
this is all deeply illicit and nobody should do
Yeah.
this, but it was cider in those days, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And, like, maybe that... I wouldn't have done that, Mum. But some people I know may have done that on the weekend when they stayed at their grand.
Well,
I
have a feeling they might. So, you're absolutely compos mentis, as they say. Yeah. I think what we've got to do is give a proper description of this, then. Height and...
listen to this. Here we go, listen to this.
We'll try. At the time, I'll be honest, in my head, running away from him, he was 10 foot tall and as broad as a house.
Yeah.
Right? But in reality, I did go back.
Reality.
I tried to go back 3 times as an adult and could never do it.
Too scared.
And then I did manage to go back in 2015.
Traumatised.
And I'm glad I did, actually. It was because it put it into perspective for me. I think he was about 7 foot tall. About
It's in Manchester.
when I looked at the radius of where he would have been stood against my husband. My husband's 6'1". So I think he was about 7 feet tall, and obviously he's hunched because he's leaned forward, and I'm looking up at him. I don't remember his ears because his hair covered his ears. The two main things that I remember, I'll be honest, were the jaw muscles, because my first and only clear thought was the power in them if they bit.
Powerful jaws.
And the other thing was his eyes.
Yeah.
Because he looked as shocked as I did.
Oh.
He didn't do anything to scare me. The reaction was all my own. He looked as blank-faced as me. He had amberish eyes. There was a small amount of white to the eye. He had very leathery skin. And, you know Chris Eubanks, the boxer?
Gets a little bit racist here.
Nose.
It's got Chris Eubanks' nose.
I'm sure Chris would thank you for that.
Anyway, go on, there was something that was it.
So, when did he start getting fruity?
That got a whole... She was on for an hour. An hour talking about that. And then she was talking about loads of people go onto her website and post sightings. Of course they do. They're winding you up! They're winding you up! Of course that's what they do! For crying out loud!
But on a serious point... That's something really awful happened to this woman and she's covering it up with all this Yeti crap.
I don't think so.
Really?
This has made it her life's work. I don't know if this is her website, BritishBigfootSightings.com. I don't know if that's hers or not. I don't know. Anyway. It's well worth listening to Howard's show called Bullshit with Howard Hughes on Sundays, 10 till 1. John and George, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
That's incredible.
Mate, it was fucking amazing. I was in the whole hour of just bullshit, as the title suggests.
Capital punishment is far enough. Join me, the Reverend Mike Graham. Revolutionary, rebellious.
Did he have his job out there? How come he nearly raped her? Oh, he didn't nearly rape her.
No. But a lot of the sightings, you see their genitals, which is unique to British Sasquatch. North American Sasquatch. Yeah.
Grooming.
We have ways of making you talk.
This is what I learned. The North American Sasquatch, you don't see any genitals.
Too shaggy.
Yeah. But British Sasquatch, you see genitals.
Trimmed.
Can someone must have been listening, can someone find me her website? Because there's like a map, apparently, on her website. Here it is, area research, sightings map. Here we go, here we go, this is it. British Bigfoot Sightings Reports.com. There's the map.
Turns out everywhere's covered.
Are you on the website? Go on.
I can see it from here.
Go on the website, British Bigfoot Sightings Reports. Right. Because there's one guy reported, the thing is, you just post, and I'm not saying anyone do this, right? But there's just a form where you just type in what you saw, and then I think she just puts it on the website. So anyone could go in with sightings. One guy, she read out one where this guy had seen like a Yeti and his son walking through the woods. Then she said that they might be interdimensional beings.
Oh,
and I thought maybe she was taking it a little bit too far then. But let's go to Durham. This is talking rubbish, that guy. Let's go to Leeds. There we go. Heather Peacock says, I've always loved a mystery, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, etc. It was when I got a new tablet, I was on YouTube watching Bigfoot in the USA. Great movie. I came across a video of the woodlouse. I'd never heard of. I was intrigued. I joined a few Facebook groups that day. I started seeing the same things in my woods as on photos in the group. I sent some photos in, have been looking for nearly 2 years now. This has led me down a path of trying to conserve the beautiful woods in my area, fighting planning applications to chop the trees down for housing. I was never outdoorsy, but now I am. Well, hang on a minute, that's not exactly a sighting, is it? Go on, hang on a minute, I know what's...
The Isle of Grain Sasquatch sighting.
Away you go, go on.
Hello, Deborah. I'm reporting this on behalf of a good friend. A friend of mine who lives in a remote Kent farmhouse along the Medway on the Isle of Grain.
Oh, yeah.
My friend has lived at this property a number of years now and they experienced some strange goings-on. And at one point they saw what can only be described as a large Sasquatch-type creature. It was on her property on a number of occasions. A tall, hairy, upright creature that looks like a cross between a man and an ape walking upright on 2 legs. There's a caravan, brackets mobile home, standing on the property, and this has been rocked and banged upon a few occasions now.
I bet it has. If the mobile homes are rocking, don't you dare come a knocking, because I'm a docking.
I asked my friend to explain what this creature looked like, and what they described, the height, they said the creature itself had been seen leaning over a Ford Escort van, and he wasn't standing still.
He's dogging! He was out dogging!
But was hunched over, and the roof of the van still only came up to the stomach on this thing. There are very few houses in the area. If you go there and have a look around, you can clean see how it would be too difficult to get around unseen, situated in the All Hallows and the Isle of Grain. The area is a wildlife haven and is protected under law. As I say, it's quite isolated. There are lots of water sources and a few woods. It gets more wooded if you follow the river not too far away. It's been seen by our friends up fairly close and doesn't seem put off by their presence. I've been invited out to camp there, so I'm going to spend time looking around the sighting spots. We live in the area ourselves on a local farm and have seen what looked like a very large print of something laying down, as if a large animal had made a bed or nest of some kind in the tall grass.
Yes.
We are local to a river, power lines, disused rail tracks and plenty of woods and forest. Open and shut.
If anyone has seen Bigfoot in this country, God's sakes, don't let Howard get the scoop on this. Let us get the scoop on it. 0344 499 1000.
Whatever happened to that puma?
Oh yeah, the puma.
The guy
It was
saw the
Chris,
puma.
Chris, wasn't it, who saw the puma?
No, was it Luke?
Luke. Yeah, that was it. Let's take some phone calls, shall we? Good evening, Rick.
Sorry?
You're welcome. Let's go to Patrick. Hello, Patrick.
Good evening. I just want to... I was literally... I was so shocked when you said bullshit. Because I was listening to the radio one extra minute ago, and they were talking about shit as well. And I wanted to tell you how much of a specialist I am in bullshit.
Okay, well, I think we've said that word enough times for now. Go on.
So I won't say bullshit again. I apologise.
Okay, here we go.
It's a story, right? Yeah, and you won't believe it. All right.
Well, is it a true story?
Of course it isn't. It's pure bullshit.
Right. Okay. You said it again. Don't say it again. Otherwise, you're getting cut off.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
So hang on. So you're going to tell me a story that I won't believe, and the reason I won't believe it is because it's made up.
Exactly.
Well, then why bother telling it?
Because it's important.
Why? Why is it important?
Because you had to let me tell you the story first.
Well, but what if here's the thing, though, Patrick. It's my job is to make this show as entertaining as possible. And admittedly, I've not quite done my job for the last 35 minutes. But God help me, I've got a stiff neck. I've got a very, very. I took a serious injury at the weekend, and I'm in absolute agony. But what if thank you. But what if your story is dull?
Okay. We'll never know.
Okay. Well, look, go on, then try it. Hello?
Do you want to hear the story?
I'm probably going to regret this, but yes.
My specialist subject on Mastermind was bullshit.
There we go.
Okay, thanks very much for calling. Let's try... hello, Rick?
Yeah, dude. Hey, Ian. Hey, I'm come to see your show in Manchester.
Yes, Rick, the show on the July the 28th at the 3 Minute Theatre in Manchester is dedicated to you, Rick, and I'm so glad you're coming because the whole show, we're calling it the Rick Special. Yeah. We're calling it the Rick Special, and if you weren't there, it would be an empty tribute.
A bit embarrassing, isn't it?
You know, I absolutely love your kind of dickheadery, and hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Hello, caller.
I'm a bit of a shame type of a person.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you mean you're one of those people where you're alive and your eyes are open but you can't move or speak?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're communicating via telepathic waves.
Well,
I once when I was about 8, I wrote a story about.
I'm talking to you.
It's a phone-in show, Rick. It's not that difficult. I'm wondering if. Hang on a second. I'm wondering if we ban Rick if we say to the guy who's doing the tickets at the show in Manchester.
No Ricks.
No Ricks allowed. I think. Okay, we'll do that. Anyway, Rick. Hello.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. No, look,
No Ricks today, my lover's gone away. You must know that song, No Ricks Today, by Herman's Hermits. No Ricks today, my lover's gone away. No, it's No Milk Today, that was the song, but... Yes. Rick, what was the point of this call?
Oh, I wanted to say, it's a nice bit of one because,
Are you high on psychedelics?
well, I do smoke a lot of weed.
Well, that's not technically a psychedelic.
Okay.
It's a relaxant, but you just got that vibe of someone who's been ingesting mushrooms, or I'm going to say it, LSD 25.
Oh, well, I did...
Here we go, and it's kicking in. It turns out it wasn't just a bit of cardboard. It was actually real. It's just taken 12 months. In fact, it hasn't taken 12 months. You're still tripping. You've only been tripping for an hour and a half. You've got another 9 hours of this to go. It feels like it's been a year since you took it. It's been an hour and a half. You have another 9 hours of this, and at that rate, that's going to work out at 25 years.
Oh, God. Oh, you're a funny fucker.
Wonder dude. Let's try Ellie. Good evening, Ellie.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Ellie.
I just wanted to
Congratulate me on my Manchester accent.
well, it was alright, you know.
Aye. Aye, kid.
Don't push it.
I know.
Have you seen the Manchester Yeti?
Yeah.
Shut the front door. Have you?
No.
Oh.
No, not really. I was listening to the Man's show last night.
The Man Show, yes. That's good. It's great.
And the woman was called Deborah Hatswell.
That's it.
I just spent 2 hours looking on her site. First I googled Deborah Hatswell,
Yes.
Bigfoot, and then I YouTubed Deborah Hatswell, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yes.
And then just spent 2 hours looking at all these reports that people have made of sightings around the UK.
And
are you now convinced?
I am, yeah.
Shut up, man! Really?
Yeah, I want to go hunt them and things. I think why haven't people got photographs of them?
Oh,
You know
because
what I mean?
they don't exist. Here's one. Let me read one. I've just found one on the website. Here we go. Right. My husband and myself were camping in Willingham Woods, as we are keen bird watchers. On the first night, everything was fine. On the second night, we were startled by a loud screech/howl, not a noise we have heard before. I asked my husband what bird it was, but he had no idea. We left the tent as it was about 3 a.m. It was very quiet, and still off to my left, about eye to eye with myself, I saw greenish eye shine. That settled us as it was dark, and my husband explained it was probably just an owl. At that point, the owl stood up to about 7 feet and started to walk off. We packed up at 6 a.m. and will not be returning.
They packed up at 6 a.m, so a reasonable time.
It was all very entertaining, actually. You know what I mean? It's like it spent 2 hours.
Oh, here's another one. Here we go. A man who spotted November 1970. A man spotted a half-man, half-animal entity. He was so scared he called the police. Various postmen in the village talked of seeing strange things, but it is unclear whether these are the same entity as the November sighting. It has also been speculated that the sighting may be connected to an old Anglo-Saxon burial ground close to the bridge. Reports of the area being haunted by a shag foal go back almost 100 years. A shag foal?
What?
Dirty buggers.
Oh,
Yeah,
like a shaggy pony.
Shag the pony?
Shaggy pony.
Ellie's made herself laugh. I like that, and all of us as well. So, do you know?
Say Shaggy Pony again.
Shaggy pony.
Wasn't that a hit in the 1970s? So you don't seriously believe in all this rubbish, do you?
I'm quite open-minded to lots of things like UFOs, aliens.
UFOs, totally. I buy that, because the arrogance of us to think that we are the only people in the universe. We might be the only people, but the only life in the universe. Totally buy UFOs.
Cool,
but
and
yet
I actually believe that there's like a multiverse. So where you've got our universe, the Earth, And then there's lots of other universes with lots of other Earths and lots of other me's and lots of other you's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have to. The thing is, it has to be an infinite number of universes.
Of course it would, yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't work. So in one universe, I'm still a successful television broadcaster.
Yeah.
In one universe, I'm a black gay man. In
another universe, you're a shaggy pony.
Yeah, shaggy pony. Isn't it though? Isn't it? Do you? Howard's show is great, isn't it? Do you listen to it up regularly?
Well, I've listened to Talk Radio now for a whole week.
God, I'm so sorry.
I am a new listener, so I've listened kind of during the day and during the night.
Yeah.
And I actually found Howard's programme very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I find your programme really entertaining and funny and stuff, like the way you treat your people who ring in.
Yeah, everyone else. By the way, everyone else that calls in, Ellie, is an idiot, but you're not.
I know.
Well, listen, Howard's show is great. It's on every Sunday night, 10 till 1, and it's if you get in touch with him, tell him we've talked about him on this show because we love Howard's show, even though most of it is made up nonsense.
Yeah, is it?
But that's well, I don't want to say that. Yes, I personally believe so. You wait till he has Christian Dior on, the camp psychic. You wait till he gets him on. Oh, it's a treat. Christian Dion, that's it.
Oh, I enjoy that because I'm psychic.
Here we go. Get rid of all the other callers. We've got a psychic on the line. Can you do it?
I can give messages from spirit.
Can you do it now for me?
No.
That's a coincidence. Oh, why not?
Because I kind of am not tuned into you.
Whereabouts are you based, Ellie?
I'm in Markham at the moment.
Oh.
Supposing I came to you one afternoon, would you be able to do me then?
No.
Wait a minute.
You don't want to do you, just give it up.
It's almost as if she can't do me. How psychic are you?
Well, not very psychic. I have to be in the right place.
Do you mean pissed?
No, I have to be like, I've done it in the spiritualist churches.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you stood on the rostrum,
yeah,
and you get in the zone, you see.
Yeah. I could not persuade you to get in the zone then?
No, not just yet.
Okay, all right then. All right, Ellie.
I'm prepared for that, you
Well,
know.
Ellie, listen, it's nice to talk to you. You give us a call anytime you want. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Ian.
Cheers,
Bye.
bye-bye. What a lovely fruit cup. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle and some weird callers. Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Across the UK.
Shaggy Pony. That's tonight's show's title.
For those about to talk, we salute you.
And here at the Construction Site Cup, the contractor team is down to 10 men. But
Shaggy
wait,
Pony.
they're bringing on a super subby. A few, in fact. Brickies, Sparkies, Chippies. What a hat trick! Looks like this contractor and these subcontractors used some great tactics and went to supersubby.com, where contractors find subbies and subbies find contractors by skills, location and trade. It's free for subbies with a 3-month free trial for contractors. So download the free app or visit supersubby.com. Super Subby, the new smarter way to
Honestly,
find
that
site
last hour
worker
is
workers.
fucking hilarious.
For everyone who
So
wants
good.
more from their Wi-Fi. For everyone who wants to binge watch box sets
I
all
can't
day
do that.
long. For everyone who's
Can't
been
put my arms
stung
over my
by
head.
unexpected broadband price hikes.
I can't do it, it hurts.
TalkRADIO has your
Show me
back.
as
Because our
I can do
faster
that, I can
fibre
do-
comes with our promise
I
of
can put
no
that there.
mid-contract price
no.
rises and includes our all-new Wi-Fi hub. With our
Like one of
fastest,
the French
strongest,
girls.
most reliable signal yet.
French girls?
All for just £25.50 a month for 18 months.
Oh, fuck that.
Search
What-
TalkTalk
what
Fibre.
obscure reference.
TalkTalk
No,
for
it's not
everyone.
obscure.
£30 sets up free contract
Yeah, but
conditions apply.
and I've seen it. I enjoyed it. It was a great film. I don't remember the French girls.
We prefer to listen to a different kind of feedback.
I didn't see all of it, but I saw.
Which is why we've added the new.
I know. I kind of joined it a little bit into it.
It's
I
still
watched
as
it. It was on
hardworking,
maybe
versatile
4
and
or 5
reliable as
Christmases
the rest
ago.
of
I
the
really enjoyed it. I
Transit
thought it was
Range,
alright.
but
actually.
it's now available with new optional
Saw it in
features,
Spanish before I
including
saw it in
pre-
Of course you fucking did. You bum Spain.
I was in
There's
Spain.
even Ford
And,
Pass
I
Connect
must
with
admit I preferred it
modem,
in
so you can
Spanish.
stay connected with
It's
live
like
traffic
more
and
romantic.
Wi-Fi hotspot wherever you are. So whether you're
Shaggy
delivering
Pony.
sausage rolls to Swansea or flowers to Felixstowe, we'll have a transit that can carry your business further. When business demands,
Pony.
Ford. Together we go.
This is our job,
The
man.
McCulloch man. His McCulloch lawnmower is like the finest footballers across Europe coming together to get the job done. And the morning challenge of the tough, unruly grass facing him, that's like a local pub team. Pathetic. He'll cut them down to size long before the midday kickoff. Game over. Get your McCulloch lawnmower and other garden power tools at good DIY stores nationwide or at McCulloch.com. McCulloch, the power to get the job done.
George McTavish, Neephead Galloway, you have been found guilty of presenting dangerously compelling radio. How do you plead?
On my YouTube, there's only 10 clips. And one of them is me.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway.
Join me for 3 hours of double galvanised opinion, supercharged debate, and highly energised crystalline.
Yeah, it's 18. There we go. That's better now.
Knock me right down and I'll bounce right back.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway.
Innocent until proven guilty. Friday nights from 7 on the nation's new home of sizzling debate, Talk Radio. Maybe you can't handle
Was it you?
the truth.
No. Did you do a fucking thumbs down on me?
After hours conversation for the up all night generation. The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
100 thumbs up gets you a shaggy pony. We can't stop saying shaggy pony. Can you send me that? Have you sent it to me?
Shaggy pony.
Shaggy pony. Shaggy pony. Oh, I buggered my computer up. It'll come in just randomly in a minute because I've set my computer up. Shaggy pony. We're changing the name of this show to Shaggy pony. Good evening, John, in North London. Whereabouts in North London, please?
Islington.
That's still quite broad.
Islington. Highbury.
Okay, that's okay. That's narrowed it down a bit, but I'm suspicious of your vagueness, almost like you're on the run.
Are you anywhere near Gillespie Road?
You can have the technology to get me if you want to. If I need to be, everybody can get me, no problem.
No one wants to get you. No one wants to get you.
It's fine. I like a shoot to kill policy, and I will give you another thrill.
Whoa! What the hell are you talking? Shoot to kill?
You forgot you were busy with the ghost for the last half hour.
No, I've not told anyone shoot to kill.
Yeah, you were suggesting certain people should get death penalties. So
death penalty? But death penalty's not the same as shoot to kill.
You're right. We can argue about that.
Well, no, because...
Can I give you another thrill?
There was one thrill to start with.
Go on.
I'll give the water cannon for Donald Trump to use it on the protesters this week.
Right.
From the helicopter, from Air Force One.
Hang on a minute. So you're putting. Well, Air Force One is an aeroplane.
Shaggy pony.
Sorry. So you want to put a water cannon on Air Force One?
Yeah.
Would it not just be better if he just got his dinkle out and did a wee over them?
He likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Shaggy pony.
Dead, but I'm glad you got it. That's what I meant basically. But I was trying to keep it clean,
So you would like to kill? You want to urinate on people using their democratic? I suppose it's better than protesters that we've spoken about before on this show. But you want to urinate on people?
No, not everyone. Just Donald Trump should do it.
Okay.
I would like that.
Okay. Whether even if they're not armed, the protesters, you'd be happy for them to have.
Oh, just slow dripping warm water, not too much force,
Okay, slow dripping.
Even on little children.
What about a man in a wheelchair?
Yeah, most people probably can use a bath, most people protesting in the sweatness. It's all
Well,
right.
this is the thing. Now, here's John. This is the second time we've had a conversation where you've been disparaging of protesters. Are you suggesting that we should all just accept everything and never raise our voices when we disagree with things?
No. I want people to protest, but for real things, not for stupid idiots.
Well, hang on. What's stupid about protesting against a man that is a racist, is an Islamophobe, has sexually assaulted women, has taken us at least twice in the last year to the brink of nuclear war. What's wrong with protesting against that?
The world is a safer place with him, I think.
You are joking. You are joking. But what about, okay, let's go back. What about the sexually assaulting women?
Unfortunately, in his age, there's a lot of people and that were wrong, and he's wrong as well.
No, yeah, but he's confessed to sexually assaulting women. You're happy with that?
No.
Okay.
What about all these dictators and murderers that we welcome?
Well, they're not coming over. They're not right this moment coming over to the United Kingdom to have tea with the castle.
The amount of protests against
Well,
them.
but they're not coming over here.
I tell you what, it's jealousy on his success. That's what it is.
No. There's not jealousy. Those dictators, John, gross of manners. This is, I can tell you're a Trump supporter because you have no manners. They're not. Those dictators you talk about aren't coming over here to have tea with the Queen in Windsor Castle. He is. So if people, listen, I'm not. People.
I love him. I can't help it.
Well, even though he sexually assaults women.
Listen, he's wrong. I don't love personally him. I don't know him personally, but I like his style. I think the
you like his style of where you like his style because he's got a lot of money.
Politics.
You like his style. You
I
like.
don't know him personally.
He's not a politician by his own admission.
You like his style of where he's admitted that because he's got a lot of money, he can grab women by the pussy. Those are his words of mine.
Look,
he said that.
You've said tonight probably worse things than he has said in his entire life. And you forgive yourself. I forgive him, no problem.
What, for grabbing women by the genitals?
I know what, you have said probably worse things tonight than he has said in his entire life.
No, but I haven't done it. I haven't grabbed a woman by her genitals.
He has just said it. He hasn't done it.
You
forgive yourself, I forgive him.
He hasn't done it. He's been accused of doing it. By several women.
Listen,
you don't believe them, huh?
I don't believe it. I believe
Okay, well, listen, that's fine. And everyone can support him. Honestly, we get kind of going down a little bit of a phone-in meme. And not meme. Yeah, meme. Phone-in meme. I don't really have feelings about Trump either way. But I do think that people have the right to protest freely without being urinated on. And if they choose to protest, if they choose to protest, let me finish the sentence. If they choose to protest one thing, but don't protest another, then so be it. But also, you can be against more than one thing.
I don't get it, what you're saying.
No, I know you don't. That doesn't compute for you. But you can be against more than one thing. Just because you're on a protest, an organised protest against the American president, doesn't mean you're against the way that women in Islamic countries are sometimes treated. Doesn't mean you're against the way that some Jewish women are treated, as much as, some Jewish women aren't allowed to drive their husbands' cars and things like that. Doesn't mean that you're not against child abuse. Doesn't mean that you're not against all of these things. You can be against many, many things.
This protest is about hate.
Sorry?
I'll tell you that. This protest against Trump is just bringing out the worst in people, just hate.
Well, it's bringing out the worst in you because you want to go and piss on them. So it's turning you into even more of a... You said it was a euphemism. You said it was a euphemism.
Of course it was a euphemism.
Yeah, okay. So, I don't know if you know what euphemism means, because that means...
I don't know. I'll look it up in the dictionary.
I suggest you do that, John.
Yeah.
I think Trump brings out the worst in you. I think breathing brings out the worst in you.
That's too bad, man. It's too bad.
Okay, thanks for your call.
Thanks, bye.
Here we go. Well, what a thoroughly unpleasant individual, isn't he?
He still phones.
I don't care about Trump either way. I just, I don't really care about his politics, but I just know the admissions that he's made.
I do. I care about the fact that they've separated families at the border and that 20% of those kids won't know where their parents have gone because they've not filed the paperwork.
Yeah.
I care about that.
Okay.
I care about the way he speaks to women. I care about the way
I wouldn't... Okay.
I care about the way he encourages other people to come out of the woodwork. I care about that.
Okay. All right. Well, Catherine is a much better human being than me, because I just, all I care about is the fact that they've changed Symmetra on Overwatch. Meaning I can't play that game. That's what I care about. Will anyone be protesting that? John, are you going to join me? Protesting against the awful changes they've made to Symmetra?
You would never play as a woman.
Oh. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The late night alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. 24-hour radio debate and entertainment.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
When it comes to a great atmosphere,
Can I have a
you
decaf
need
coffee?
to watch the game in a great...
Thanks, mate. That was a good first day, wasn't it?
And I've got something unbelievable to tell you. I brewed my own beer. It's called Unbeerleavable.
Yes, please.
It's available in participating Green King pubs throughout the summer. Download the Green King season ticket app and you get a free pint, plus enjoy 10% off selected drinks during football matches at 800 Green King season ticket pubs. T's and C's apply. Always drink responsibly.
That looks very good, sir.
Really? Have to say, I love the colour. And I can tailor it to suit me exactly.
Of course. We have lots of options. How's the fit?
Yeah, brilliant. Loads of room.
Good to hear. So that you can be sure you like it, why don't you have it over the weekend?
Perfect. It'll turn a few heads in town, and I think my friends are going to love it.
Excellent. Here are the keys.
The stylish, spacious Mini Clubman. Take a 48-hour test drive to try one on for size. Who's in? Test drive subject to status and availability. Terms and conditions apply. Participating Mini retailers only.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade-quality building products. In July, we've got a Padsload IM65 nailer kit for just $439.99 ex-VAT, plus £70 worth of free brads, plus an extra battery and cleaner. Now that's a real deal. We've got even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse. For more information, go to selcobw.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
On the outside, I'm Hannah Woods, but on the inside, I'm Jessica Ennis-Hill. I can't run the 100-metre hurdles, but now I go running in my lunch break with my friend from work. We keep each other going. So what Jess and I do have in common is the desire to get up and get active in the first place. And that's where my Vitality Life Insurance really helps, by giving me money off gym membership and half price on a lovely new pair of trainers.
Take out Vitality Life Insurance today and you could get 40% off monthly gym membership at selected Virgin Active and Nuffield Health Clubs. Just search Vitality. A gym joining fee, minimum monthly premiums and conditions apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
Mowiecka. Jeremy Hunt's been appointed the new Foreign Secretary after Boris Johnson quit over Theresa May's plan for leaving the EU. Mr Johnson wrote to the Prime Minister saying she was heading for a semi-Brexit. He's still not spoken publicly about it, despite the barrage of questions as he left his official residence in central London tonight.
Are you running away from the big decisions again, Boris? Mr Johnson, do you think the Prime Minister can deliver a Brexit deal? Do you think you could do a better job than the Prime Minister, sir?
Meanwhile, Nigel Farage says he's seriously considering putting his name forward to return as UKIP leader unless Brexit negotiations get back on track. He spoke to James on Talk Radio earlier, saying the situation leaves the door open for him to return to politics.
I cannot stand aside and see a bunch of gutless, spineless, useless career politicians throw it away. So I'm putting them on notice. I'm putting them on warning. You know, if you didn't like me before, if I have to come back and do this again, next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Police are continuing to search for a container contaminated with a deadly nerve agent in Wiltshire. It's after Dawn Sturgis died last night after being exposed to Novichok 9 days ago. Her partner, Charlie Rowley, is still critically ill in hospital. Toxicologist Professor Alistair Hay says even tiny doses can be lethal.
A few millilitres would be sufficient to probably kill a good number of people. And you could store that in, I don't know, a small ampule, or it might be a small container like for nail varnish, for example.
Officers say it's still not possible to link the incident to the attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter in March. A teenager's been found guilty of killing a North London shopkeeper who refused to sell him cigarette papers. The 16-year-old, who can't be named for legal reasons, attacked Vijay Kumar Patel in Mill Hill in January. And the official in charge of the rescue operation at a flooded cave in Thailand says the 8 boys who were brought to safety today are safe and conscious. 4 other boys and their football coach remain trapped. Your weather tonight staying clear, tomorrow dry and sunny for many, cloudier in Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
And if
irreverently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late-night radio. On air and off the leash.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Just remember, guys, Boris Johnson has never done anything unless it benefits Boris Johnson. Remember that. He is the most selfish, inward-looking human being on this planet, man. So, maybe it's like exaggeration, but certainly politician. He has never done anything unless it has benefited him. He is going to try and take Theresa May down, and we will have a general election before Christmas. No, that's my words. I can't be bothered to go and vote in another election. Oh, man! Ain't we had enough of those now? Dear God! So bored! I'm so not bored! That's what we want! 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I've got a really stiff neck. I did a terrible thing, and I can't say too much because legal papers are going to be served. Legal papers are going to... Illegal papers are going to be served this week, right? I went and saw my sister yesterday, and my niece and nephew, and they have got a trampoline in the back garden. And me being a cool uncle and a crazy dad, I thought, I'm going to have some of this trampoline action. Steady on, Captain, doing the show. And so I got on the trampoline, and there you go.
This soy milk's horrible.
Oh, that's not soy milk. I got on the trampoline, everything was fine until this morning, and I woke up with a bit of a stiff neck, right? And as the day has progressed, the pain, I cannot move my neck. The pain has got worse and worse. I had my kids a bit this afternoon. We had a really nice afternoon. They were at a football club, and then I picked them up and we went and had a haircut. Here's the thing. I met the guy that used to cut my hair from between the ages of about 8 and about 16, right? Italian guy. He was one of the guys. He used to cut my hair on the Farnham Road in Marino's, right? And Old Man Marino is still there. I drive past it occasionally, and he looks exactly the same as he did in 1982 when Italy won the World Cup, right? And he looks at, and this is one of his sons. And we took the boys into a different barber than the one we normally go into. And I said, you used to cut my hair. But here's the thing. The guy that used to cut my hair, very stylish Italian, he looks like my age. But he was cutting my hair. How is that? But this guy's like, he's like done a deal with with Nicky Clark, the devil of hairdressing.
It's that Mediterranean diet.
It's something about it. He looked good, man. He looked good. Anyway, he didn't cut my boys' hairs, but the old man did. Right. Who's the brother of the guy that used to, he's Marino. And he said, what do you want? I said, because I thought, because it's hot, I thought we're going to get it cut shorter than normal. Because it's big bushes, so we're going to get it shorter than normal. And I said, can you give him a number 2 at the sides and the back, and choppy on top, a little bit longer than mine? I'd not give him a number 2.
Are you doing the voice?
Oh, God, yeah, but they'll be listening. I'd be rude not to. I'm not give him number 2. Number 2 British boy haircut. I'm not give him number 2. I was best friends with Renata. You know Renata?
Is it Renata?
Yeah, I was best friends. He came to my house once. He ate 3 Parma hams in one night, singing till 8 in the morning. He died, moved to Australia. He died at 69. I think it was too much of that. This is in front of my boys.
No.
I think it was too much of that. I'm not giving him number 2. I do it with scissors, yeah? I went, this is clearly out of my hands. He was lovely, right? It was great. It's not even... I went, this is clearly out of my hands. You do whatever you want to do. I'm sure it's going to be a great haircut. And they were. Really smart. That thing you get with little boys, really smart haircuts. Particularly my eldest, very strong side parting. 30 seconds, it's all over the place, of course, as it was with me. And he did, and the boys loved it, and they got their hairs washed in the barbers, which they haven't had done before, and so they loved the thing of having their head back and having it done and being pampered. It felt great, felt grown up, felt very, very grown up. I'm not giving them a number 2. Hey! And he kept, I heard so many stories about Renata from Renee and Renata. It was incredible. And we had very, very smart haircuts. This is Merino in Windsor, guys. If you want to go, smart haircut. One thing I will warn you, though, is he got cutthroat razor to just shave the hairs on the back of the neck, right? And then when we went out to have some food, what's on the back? And he cut the back of their necks with a cutthroat razor. It's like a couple of little nicks, but, you know, it was blood and stuff. But they
didn't notice.
Nah, they didn't notice. And they loved it, because it felt like... Because the place they used to go to, it's quick in and out haircut. Quick, literally 5 minutes, right? And I've taken them to my barbers before, and they get a good 35 minutes. It's pampering, and it feels very grown up, and it's quite... You know, play loud rock music in there. But the queue there was too big. So we went to this, and it felt like another kind of grown up. And they're just getting to the ages now, 6.5 and 8.5, where they're not really that fussed about the way they look. My youngest sometimes wants to wear his jeans, but they're not really that fussed. But they're just starting to appreciate that getting your haircut is actually about how, it's not just a functional thing, it's about how you look. And you can improve the way you look by getting a decent haircut. So they just, the last 2 haircuts they've had, including the one today, big grins of, yeah, I'm looking all right. I'm looking all right. You know, you go, do you like it? Yeah. They look very, very pleased with themselves. So it was great. But it's a long time since, and we'll go back there, but it's a long time since I've had, you know, very, you let me do your hair now. So, whoa, no, I trim your beard. I said, no, I'm letting it grow out a little bit. Okay. Once, Renata, he had 5 big sausages in one go.
No.
I think he means like the big sausages in one go. So I learnt a lot about Renata, and I learnt a lot about...
Shaggy Pony.
So, 0344, don't you think you should apologise for that Shagger Pony soundbite going out twice during the news? Who's asked?
Is that from Nicholas Witchell?
Who's Penguin Land? Are you an absolute idiot, Penguin Land? How much of a cretin? How much of a cretin are you, Penguin Land? No, I'm not going to apologise, because if you notice, it didn't go out during any stories of, like, murder or anything like that, because I'm not an idiot. And secondly, it's not saying shag a pony.
Shaggy Pony.
It's not saying shag a pony.
Pervert.
Yeah, where's your mind going to, you sick, sexual, deviant Penguin Land, where do you think that woman is saying shag a pony? You're the one, even though you put asterisks in, you're the one that's used the phrase shag a pony, not me, not Catherine, and certainly not the psychic we had call up earlier on.
Shaggy Pony.
So, no, I will not apologise for that Shag a Pony soundbite going out brackets twice during the news. But you will apologise to me, to Catherine, to the psychic, and to the listeners of Talk Radio for your absolutely foul language and online bullying that you're doing. I've got mental health issues that you are exacerbating.
I pulled a muscle.
Good evening, Stu.
Hello, Ian. Hi, Kath. How you doing?
Hello.
I'm normally a podcast listener, but I'm listening live for the first time tonight.
Is it really the first time you listen live?
Yeah, the reason being, tonight's my first day of filling out a radar diary.
Oh, bloody! Oh, flippin' heck! We should be on our best behaviour. Quick.
Yeah, I thought I'd better call in.
Oh, hang on.
I'm listening.
Hang on a minute. How many calls did we have in the first hour?
7.
So this is our 8th call of the night?
Yes.
Hey, Stu, on Mondays, our 8th call of the night wins 250 quid. So congratulations.
Oh, brilliant. As a podcast listener, I wouldn't know that.
No, you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't know that. No. So what's going to happen is, if you fill in the radar diary, you know, and mention us, all 3 hours, how long do you have it for, a week or 2 weeks?
Just a 1 week.
If you mention all 3 hours, Monday to Friday, then who knows, you might get a nice little envelope.
That's interesting.
You don't win anything.
I do have a few notes.
Oh, it's got notes! Oh no! Go on, mate, what have you got?
Well, when's Cadicon?
Well, that's quite a question, isn't it?
Is this a trick question? If we say, he's on next, do we lose your vote or do we gain it? I just don't know how to please people.
Well, when I listen, he's a good 10% of the show, and I mean, so far tonight, it's not been good.
Big disappointment.
I'm laughing only because I'm scared. Stu, tell us what you want, buddy. Listen, you got the Radar Diary. You are the king of this show for the whole week. What have I got to do? If you want me to talk politics, I'll talk politics. If you want me to not mention politics, I won't mention it. If you want me to get with the Beach Boys on, I can do... What do you want, Stu? I will do anything you want for your 3 hours, 5 days ticks.
Well, I wasn't too pleased hearing Farage, but not much we can do about that. Well, I don't want to dredge up the past, but I hear there might be an Andy Kaufman T-shirt going.
There might be an Andy Kaufman T-shirt going?
Yeah.
You got it, buddy. It's yours. It's horrendous.
It bloody is not. It's lovely.
It is horrendous. By the way, this bit can't go in the podcast because if Ofcom or Radar hear this, we are all in really, really big trouble.
Right.
This goes against all of the rules. Really big trouble.
So what do I get for not putting in the podcast?
You get increased Radar figures and pride in your work, for crying out loud.
And? 250 quid?
No, I tell you what I will get for you. You'll get a...
Shanty Pony.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
Always wanted one of them.
Stu, if you stay on the line, Sam's going to take your deets. That's short for details. And then tomorrow you are going to get sent in post. It'll take a couple of days to come. I'll bring it tomorrow. You're going to get sent an unwanted Andy Kaufman.
You're send it.
Well, I don't want it. I was going to chuck it. Here's the thing. I was going to, after I mentioned it, I was going to wear it in the next day. But it's just so against my style that I just couldn't...
Your style being what?
Not having too many words on my chest. Now, you might like having lots of things splattered all over your chest. I don't know.
Don't push it, mate. Don't push it, mate.
But I like to keep my chest quite clear.
I mean, I've heard about your grooming, yeah.
Sorry? Hey, I shaved my testicles again the other day.
Oh, good.
Do you want some of that?
Nope.
Okay, right. You stay on the line, Sam. We'll take your details and we'll
Really?
get it.
Really?
What?
You're actually going to send it?
Hang on a minute. Hang on, Sam. Put him back through.
Actually, that's my T-shirt. If you don't want it, I should get it back.
Well, no, it's not. It's a gift.
Well, unwanted, apparently.
Stu, you've caused more problems than you solved, Stu.
Well, I mean, I could just say I listened to Julia Hartley-Brewer all week.
Come on,
Why
Catherine.
would you do that?
Catherine, come on. This is my job. This is my career. That house I can't really afford. Stu sounds like a good guy. He's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
He's a fun guy.
Just trying to do the right thing.
Well, no, it's not. It's a gift.
Well, unwanted,
Stu, you've caused more problems than you solved, Stu. More important than my job and my kids
could just say
being
I
well fed. So I'm afraid you're going to have to mark in the Radar. You've been listening to.
You're going to wear it.
I'm going to be wearing the T-shirt tomorrow, Stu, and you're going to mark down that you've listened to Julia Hartley-Brewer. I'm really sorry to let you down, mate.
That's all right. Well, you got 4 more chances.
No, she's not laughing. Okay, let's go to a break.
Talk Radio, digital debate for the UK.
Pick up your phone and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.
When it comes to a great atmosphere, you need to watch the game in a great Green King pub. Chris Kamara here, Cammy, and I've got something unbelievable.
I'm not saying anything, mate.
I brewed my own beer. It's called Unbeerleavable, and it's available in participating Green King pubs throughout the summer. Download the Green King season ticket app, and you get a free pint, plus enjoy 10% off selected drinks during football matches at 800 Green King. Season ticket. Get a free pint, plus enjoy 10% off selected drinks during football matches at 800 Green King season ticket pubs. T's and C's apply. Always drink responsibly.
Listen. Do you hear that? That's the sound of nothing. Sounds nice, doesn't it? At Ford, we like the sweet sound of nothing too. That's why we offer 0% APR representative on Ford options across our car range, including the all-new Fiesta Active crossover. Visit your nearest participating Ford dealer today. Ford. Together, we go further.
Retail only. Vehicles to be contracted by 30th of September 2018 and registered by 31st of December 2018. Subject to status. Guarantees may be required. Free post Ford credit. Exclusions apply. Contact your Ford dealer for more information.
When the McCulloch man mows his lawn with his McCulloch lawnmower, he powers through even the toughest grass with one goal in mind: to finish the job before the match starts. And with his McCulloch lawnmower, he's got the power to get the job done. That's why his mates envy his lawn, as well as his team. Get your McCulloch lawnmower and other garden power tools at good DIY stores nationwide or at McCulloch.com. McCulloch, the power to get the job done.
At Green Flag, we think the AA are great. They've won bucketfuls of awards. They'll give you unlimited call-outs when you get in a pickle. Pickle. And they cover 100% of the UK. Very good indeed. So why do we think that is so great? Because Green Flags do all of this too. And we'll have your AA renewal quote. Green Flag. Common sense to the rescue.
There may be a charge for call-outs with the same problem. Savings based on our closest equivalent UK vehicle cover for vehicles 10 years and under. T's and C's apply.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
If you're watching on your... doesn't mean what you think it means.
Yeah, so if you've got a cocktail and drugs sort of thing...
Trust me, I had a really good go at it for about 15 years and I just couldn't get that right cocktail.
Yeah, but if it was right to execute you, I think that would be quite a decent way to go, don't you?
A drugs overdose.
Yeah.
I've seen it in Barbarella. That's how they went.
In biblical times, they used to stone people to death.
It doesn't mean what you think it means.
Yeah, so if you've got a cocktail of drugs sort of thing...
Trust me, I had a really good go at it for about 15 years and I just couldn't get that right cocktail.
Yeah, but if it was right to execute you, I think that would be quite a decent way to go, don't you?
A drugs overdose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... Is there... Well, they say that drowning is the most pleasant way to die, but I don't know how they know that. Who do they speak to? Mermaids?
They wouldn't drown you, moron.
No, but they would... Well, you can't drown when you're in the presence of a mermaid.
No.
So I just don't know. I don't know, George. I'd like to... I'd like to be shot in my sleep.
Would you?
Yeah, while I'm asleep, yes.
Okay. I want to add another class of people to execute people that call into radio stations every evening. I think they should be added.
Let's. Oh Jesus! Sorry.
The neck.
I nearly saw them flipping it. Oh, I was just grabbing a pen to write down the name Stuart from Stanmore, and then. Well, I don't think we've got lots of the ones we don't like it. They should go back home. From Stanmore, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, very good.
Thank you. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. Yeah, no, you're right. I think, but yes, we should execute people who phone up phone-in shows. We should also execute phone-in show hosts. There we go. That makes it. I can't wait for a robot phone-in show host. That's what we want.
Well, we need a robot something. Everything is playing round in my mind now to 33 years ago, and tomorrow is the 33rd anniversary. I prophesied great things to happen on July the 10th, 1985.
And they didn't?
They didn't, but it was the day that they sunk the Greenpeace ship, the Rainbow Warrior got sunk that day, and that was one of my... To a Brexit. Yeah, and they sunk the Rainbow Warrior.
Right, but so what's your prediction for tomorrow night, then? Because that won't come true either.
I haven't got a prediction for tomorrow.
Oh, well, that might come true, then.
No, I'm looking forward to Friday, and then launch of the Wonder Party, and I'm getting a postcard together that is going to be a really good one, I think, and on the back of it, it's going to say the Wonder Party looking forwards to a Brexit, to the leisure and pleasure-oriented Emerald Rainbow Wise Wonder Islands.
Gosh, that's a long postcard.
Yes.
No,
Can you not just write, wish you were here, miss you, Mum and Dad?
No, that's just imagining a future where Wales, Ireland, Scotland and England come together and become part of the Emerald Rainbow Wise.
Dear God, have you not seen the news tonight, George? The whole deck of cards, the whole house of cards, is collapsing around our ears. There's not going to be there's not even unity in the government, let alone England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales.
No, but that's for me. It's all lovely to see it all falling apart, because I think I do suppose that I've been shown the future, and I do suppose that the people of our islands will come together and lead the way to a world of wonders.
Well,
right?
yeah, and the Bank of the Bazillion Wonders, it's a nice idea. It ain't going to happen. We're going to get more and more fragmented, and then they'll...
No, it is going to happen.
No, it's not, George. No,
it is.
Okay, all right. It's going to happen. I look forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah, well...
But you've bullied me into saying it is, because I don't believe it will.
That's okay. You final.
You predicted who was going to win the snooker final?
No, it was better than that. Oh. It was Dennis Taylor against Steve Davis, and in the morning I said to Peter, this is going to go to the very last frame, and Dennis Taylor is going to win it on the black in the last frame, and that will be the only time in the match that he will have been ahead. And that is exactly what happened.
But when have you made a prediction that's counted and mattered?
Well, that counted.
Come on!
It blew Peter's mind, and at that point, Peter really thought that I was a prophet, and I thought I was a prophet as well at that time. But since then, I've become an apprentice prophet, and I'm quite happy to be an apprentice prophet.
All right, George. Listen, I've got to move on. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. 03444991000. Let's go to Jasmine. Good evening, Jasmine.
Good evening, Ian. Hi.
Hi. Good evening, Jasmine. Hi there. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. How are you? What? Pardonnez-moi. Hello.
And I'd like to be killed by that electric chair because I think it smells nice.
Oh, God.
Don't make me laugh. I can't laugh. I'm in such pain. Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, God. You all right, Jasmine?
Yeah, I like that. All right, so may I tell you a joke I've written by myself today?
Please do.
Okay. It's about the weather. It goes like, what kind of rain comes from somewhere else?
What kind of what?
Do you know the answer?
Well, hang on, what was the I didn't know the question. What?
What kind of rain comes from somewhere else?
What kind of rehi?
Rehi?
Rain.
What kind of rain?
No.
What kind of rain comes from somewhere... do you do drugs, Jasmine?
Huh?
Okay. What kind of rain...
You okay, hon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes from somewhere else.
Yeah, okay.
Is that the what's the punchline?
It's for rain.
Foreign.
I would suggest writing jokes in your own language.
I would say don't open with it.
No. Can I ask a question?
Tell us a joke in your own language.
I only know naughty ones.
Well, if it
doesn't matter.
As long, it doesn't matter. We won't know. Who cares? Go on.
In Swiss German.
Sorry?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thanks for calling. Let's go to Pablo. Good evening, Pablo.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hey, man, what you got?
Shaggy Pony.
There we go.
Just a report on with your not too recent bird attack.
Yes.
There's been a bit of seagull gedding going on around my street.
Yeah, I've heard about this. A lot of seagulls attacking, yes.
Yeah, well, they were specifically... I've had this problem in the past, but this time it affected the entire street.
Yes.
But it's just a baby seagull. I'm assuming they're nesting at the minute or what have you, but just been walking up and down the street over the last couple of days. So anybody walking up my Walway Street, not Walway, Walway Street, has generally been swooped and pulled.
You can punch a gull. You can punch a gull. I would punch a gull. Big birds.
From what I've seen, they've showed an alarming amount of restraint in comparison to the owls. They kind of swoop right to the point just before contact, let out a large, I don't know, what chirp? What this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Shriek, a seagull shriek.
Yeah.
And then just fly off. I'm assuming you have both independently muted me at some point on Twitter, but I did send a video through to yourself, copying in the Radio 5 guy who's done the staircase.
No, well, I hadn't muted you, but do you know what? I think I'm going to now, Pablo. Thanks. I hadn't. I've muted some of the listeners, but I hadn't. But now I'm going to, just because I didn't respond to yours. So Jesus. This is why I'm off Twitter. I'm off it, and I'm only tweeting. I didn't even check it that much this weekend. It's deleted from my phone, and Kath has blocked the Twitter website and Facebook, and I can't download new apps to my phone. And the first few days it was like flipping it. It is amazing. So all my phone can do now is phone calls, texts, YouTube, and emails. And
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, yeah. And I've blocked a few other, but not, because I changed my phone number about 4 months ago. Hardly anyone's got my phone number. And I blocked Digital Spy and Talk Forum, because I was enjoying them, but I was enjoying them in a mean way, you know. Who wants to see an obese, racist skinhead be mocked, you know, in hilarious ways by people way more intelligent than him? I do, but it's not healthy for me. So I block those. So what it means is, when I'm out with my kids, my phone can't really do anything. So I'm present with my kids. And today, I had to go into town to do a couple of bits and pieces, and then I was going to sit and read for an hour, then I was going to get my kids from football club and then take them for a haircut and treat them to a new game at the computer exchange and buy them some food and go out. And my phone was down to like 1% battery, and I just thought, I'm going to leave it in the car. And I left it in the boot of the car. And it meant I could go and... I went and sat at the train station and read for an hour. I bought a coffee and just sat and read. It's a brilliant book by Dan Rhodes. And then I was with the kids, and I couldn't even check my emails. And I had some important emails I was expecting about the flipping house, but I've been expecting them all of last week. So I thought, I'm just going to leave my phone here. And it was great, man. It was great. And being off Twitter... so I'm going to use Twitter now to plug the show and speak to Limmy, and I might use it to approach a few people as guests, because sometimes that's a really nice way of approaching. And I've just been chatting to Neil Hamburger, actually, via DM. He's got a new album coming out, which we won't be able to play on this radio station. But sometimes it's a great way to get guests, you can say, because they can see who you are. They can link to the radio. They see that you've got a radio show. But that's it. That's it. And I've not been drawn into this Brexit stuff, not been drawn into this Boris Johnson stuff, not been people, calling... I've just had none of it. And it's so much better. So much better. So if I ignore your tweets, I'm ignoring everyone's tweets, man. I'll see them at some point, but I ain't going to respond to them. Why would I respond to them? And Ollie, thank you, Ollie. Ollie has got in touch. After a politically heavy day, it's such a relief to turn into Iain Lee to hear him say, I would punch a seagull. These are the matters that count, Ollie. Because with this... well, I punch you, Ollie, because technically there's no such thing as a seagull. They're just gulls. But they can steal Jack Russells. They can pick up... There are accounts. There are accounts of them. This is absolutely true. Don't Google it. Just wait, because the government like to cover these stories up. But there are accounts of gulls sweeping into gardens, picking up Jack Russells, taking them to their nests, feeding them to their young, and then, or sometimes, this was in the paper about a week ago. It was a small dog, I think it was a Jack Russell, or a Yorkshire Terrier, picked up by a gull, went up, then just dropped it, so that it fell onto the floor, so all the meat came out.
Oh, that's disgusting.
All the meat came out, and then all the gulls are going in there, having a bit of that. Dirty buggers.
Is that because people aren't feeding them enough chips?
I think so. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Greetings, Earthlings. We come in peace.
But I reckon...
Even so, what a macabre return.
I'm Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
Join me this Sunday night from 10 for a trip into the outer limits. Untwist the lid on Talk Radio's specimen jar of the psychic, the supernatural, and the simply unexplained. The Unexplained with Howard Hughes. Sunday night from 10, Earth time, on Talk Radio. Late night conversation, wealth losing sleep over. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. The switchboard is empty for the first time this evening, which is great because it gives me time to talk about stuff. Several things. First of all, did you go and see The Cure at Hyde Park at the weekend? Because I've got a really important question. Catherine and I are going to see James Taylor and Paul Simon at Hyde Park this coming weekend. We want to know, are we allowed to take a picnic? Because I don't really want to spend £8 on a burger, because that's what it'll be. And
a great big hot dog.
And delicious. I'll probably get one of those anyway, but I'd like to take some nice little picnics. I've got a picnic hamper now.
I'm not afraid to use it.
So are you allowed, or will they send me back thinking that I've got like an Exocet rocket launcher to so that when Paul Simon starts playing Diamonds on the Soles of Her Feet, I can use it to blow him up? Because I hate. Here's the thing. When he starts doing Gracelands,
oh no,
I'm going for a dump.
That stuff.
I'm going for a dump. Because that's what
I come back from a dump.
Because that's what I think about him. It's cultural appropriation. I'm surprised no one's called him out on that.
What, Graceland?
Yeah. I'm going to Graceland. I'm going to steal the black man's music. That's what he's doing. Wow. That's what he's doing. In fact, he did get called out on that by the South Africans, and they should have called him out harder.
But didn't he promote Ladysmith Black Mambazo?
That's another reason I'll be walking away.
And then he did Rhythm of the Saints.
Yeah, he did two albums of the black man's music, and so if we get there and it's like, oh, it's Graceland's 40th anniversary, so we're going to play the whole album twice, then yes, I wish I would have packed an Exocet rocket launcher. I don't know. You can actually get an Exocet rocket launcher before people start going. You can't. It's a missile that's on a plane. You speak to some people. You go to the right Russian pub. You can do that. So yeah, I will. I don't want to kill Paul Simon, but if I have to,
you want to warn him off.
If he forces my hand, I will kill him. If I've spent like 130 quid on a ticket, and all it is Gracelands. Then I'm going to be, even with a bad neck, I'm going to be asking you for a bunk up, and I'm going to be clambering up on that stage, and I'm going to deck the midget, deck the wiggy midget.
Don't think you can say that anymore.
All right, I'm going to punch the wiggy midget. What, I don't know what the correct term is. Now we've got all this political correctness, but he's going to get a knuckle sandwich. He's going to get a traditional British welcome.
No chance of any backstage passes this time around, I suspect.
Let's go. Oh, you mean for the... All right, Barney.
Yes.
Hello, Barney. Oh, did you go and see The Cure at Hyde Park?
No.
Okay.
I didn't, no.
Okay, because I want to know if I can take a what do they call it? A packed lunch? Picnic. Can you Google it as well, just because I don't...
Flipping heck, yeah, really.
I bought you a ticket, mate. The least you can do is see whether we can take our own food or not. Barney, what you're on Britain's fastest audience shedding radio station. What can we do for you?
Well, I just
still wanted to, put my bit, put my little contribution in.
Let's have it. Let's get. Listen, your contribution is always a sound one. It's bigger than you think. It's not the size that matters. It's what you do with it.
Yeah.
Let me massage a bit. I've got warm hands. Maybe I'll make it a bit bigger.
Oh. All right. Well. Okay. What is an Exocet rocket launcher anyway?
It's a weapon that launches Exocet missiles.
What's Exocet? Like Etch-a-Sketch? What's it called? Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, it's like Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh,
it's like Sex-a-Sketch.
Okay, I see. Okay. Well, I just wanted. There was a couple of things actually, but about the unexplained. I just wondered if you'd ever been to the after party for the unexplained.
No, I'm not in at weekends, but I would love to. Why? What happens there, Barnes?
Well, lots of more interesting things, really, like all the same kinds of weird and wonderful, outlandish, what's the word? Lesser aired stories.
All the really crazy theories come out, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a great show. Howard Hughes is a brilliant broadcaster, and that show on perfectly timed Sunday nights, 10 o'clock at night. I love it.
Yeah, because it's 1 till 2 is the Rob Simone talk show on Resonance FM, and that's like the same kind of stuff.
Okay, here we go. This is. But why don't you just come on and say you want to talk about Rob Simone? Who's Rob Simone?
I don't know, a bit like Howard Hughes in a way, probably. I don't know, I don't really know that much, but just, he just hosts all interesting people, like a bit like Howard Hughes.
All right, there we go. Rob Simone.
Talk show.
RobSimone.com. Okay. Well, we love all of that.
Yeah. I'd recommend that for anyone.
Well, of course, everyone should be listening to Paul Ross straight after Howard Hughes, but you can tape Rob Simone.
Oh, okay.
And listen to it when Julia Hartley Brewer's on.
Okay.
That's the unexplained.
Yeah.
She got a job.
Okay then. Well,
all right. Nice one, Barney.
Oh, okay.
Oh, have you got more?
Oh, well, yeah, actually, last week about the, down market callers, I just thought I might have an idea why they actually have been coming to talk radio, and I thought, maybe you could kind of... just do that, because the thing is, with talk radio, it's such a generic kind of name, like the branding is like Talk Sport, Talk Sport 2, Talk Radio.
Talk.
Yeah, it's like,
Peter Talk.
Wholesale kind of supermarket own brand version of radio, and it's like...
Hang on a minute. It's not quite like the Tesco economy range. No, he's right, actually, it is. Cat's losing the will to live.
I'm so bored. Can someone say something interesting, please?
All right. Thanks for calling, Marnie. There we go.
No food, by the way. You can, apart from baby food. So we're both eating purees.
You take some rusks in. You can't take food in.
No, sealed bottles of water.
Unbelievable. Paul Simon, you canny get. Don't forget. Don't forget. You can buy. My Paul Ross burgers. Not Paul Ross, what's his name? Paul Simon. But no, he's joined up with Paul Ross. Don't forget, I'm selling Paul Ross burgers. And I know someone who likes them. It's a guy called Julio, and I saw him down by the schoolyard. That's how it goes, isn't it? Oh, no.
Careful.
Paul Ross is doing time travel tonight.
Yeah.
Can we get him in a bit? Oh, yeah, he was in the first hour. Talking about time travel. Do you get it?
Oh,
Can we get, when he's got a free minute, because I know he's busy, can we get him in? Because I love time travel. I want to know what he's banging on about tonight. I love a bit of that. Oh, it's Paul, if you're listening, my love, when you're free, come in and let us know what's happening there. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. This is the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A radio star is born.
You're going to love
Talk Radio.
Never tried before.
At Ford, we prefer to listen to a different kind of feedback. The type that comes from our customers.
It's incredible.
Which is why we've added
Of course,
the
you
new
could just
Ford
always have a
Transit
picnic
Connect to the Transit range.
in the
It's
car
still as
before you
hard-working,
get out.
versatile and reliable as the rest of the Transit range.
That's outrageous, isn't it? It'll be like £8 a burger.
Yeah,
including pre-collision assist with
You got the
pedestrian
menu there?
protection. There's even
Seats and
Ford
chairs of
Pass
any kind
Connect
are not
with
gonna
modem,
Time travel?
so you can stay connected to live traffic,
We've got a
Wi-Fi
professional from
hotspot,
Connecticut. He's on
wherever you
Horizon
want.
tonight.
So whether you're
He
delivering
loves
sausage rolls to
He wants to
Swansea
go
or
back
flowers
because
to
his father died. He wants
Felixstowe,
to
we'll
visit
have a
his father
transit
died.
so you carry your business
What a
further.
moment twister.
But
When business
that's like a
demands,
movie.
Yeah, it's genuine. He's on Horizon tonight.
But it can't work then because his dad's still dead.
Steve, sparks flew. When Barry met Gary, the foundations.
Honestly, I love all of this stuff.
I'll give you his number after. You can do it any time.
Oh, really? All right, well, you do it tonight and then we'll have him in a few weeks. Oh, that's brilliant. How you doing, Paul? You all right?
Subby finds the perfect match by skills, location and trade. It's free for subbies with a 3-month free trial for contractors. So download the app from the App Store and Google Play or visit supersubby.com. Super Subby, the new
He's not had a day on,
to find site work or workers.
I'll never forget that phone. Sweet deal.
Don't forget we're streaming, guys. Just before, but no, it can't.
Try talking
Lightweight charlatan. He's always been like that. He's doing all the telly, isn't
Well, you get a contract where you can come in as often as you want or as little as you want. And why the hell not?
I want to do every job. It's a
Words
terrible thing.
save lives. Don't leave
That's
it
the
to
house
your
thing,
family
though.
until it's too late.
Progress. We're waiting for some documents, and I was told that they've been sent tonight to my solicitor. Old-fashioned post. So hopefully they should have it by Wednesday. That means that our dates will work. 20th and 27th.
So I timed it, and it's true. It actually took me only 53 seconds. Not that it's a race. So if you want to find out how much your car's worth, or just want
Well,
to keep my
I
time,
emailed them and
enter
said,
your reg
guys,
number
I will
now,
go and
and we
collect
buy any
whatever you
car.
want. I'm doing nothing. I'll pick it up and I'll deliver it. Oh no, we can't do that.
49,
oh, yeah, she's
get
already
in.
sent it.
Admin fee may apply. For more information, see webuynacard.com/info.
Afternoons with Jamie East on Talk Radio. Investigating the unlimited possibilities of speech
Because it's not important to them. Because especially the house stuff, it's like a few quid. Yeah, hopefully.
The radio show questions the very nature of our reality. What makes us human? Why do we sin? Where can I get a pair of glasses like Jamie's for under a fiver?
Wow. Which way are they coming from?
With Jamie East. It's a bit of a national favourite tomorrow afternoon from 1 on Talk Radio.
Yes, we'll be over back in
Radio show
exactly
for
one.
people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Well, he's normally on at 1. He'll still be on at 1 o'clock, but Paul Ross is here. Tell me about this time travel guest you've got on at 1.
Well, there's a Horizon programme on tonight on BBC Two.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, and I've got a nice copy of it, and they've got a professor on it from Connecticut who genuinely believes time travel is possible.
Yeah, it is.
He wants to believe in it because, for a very emotional reason, but he's talking about wormholes, maybe using black holes, harnessing quarks and different kinds of quantum physics, going to parallel universes, but he's a confirmed academic, and he wants to go back in time because he lost his father at a very young age, and he wants to make that not have happened in his life. Now, the philosophical questions alone in that are astonishing, but the physics, I mean, and he's very good. He's a kind of educator, this guy, they've told me.
Yeah.
Because we spoke to the kind of people at the university. They said, oh, he's very good. He'll lay it out very simply for you. And they said, and whether you believe it or not is then up to you.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to speak to him.
But right, because I'm obsessed with time travel movies, right? Me and someone are talking about doing a podcast about time, because I love it.
Have you read the Heinlein short story, By His Bootstraps?
No.
You would love that. It's Robert, what's his name? Anson. What a weird middle name.
Yeah.
What's
it called?
It's called By His Bootstraps.
Right, all right.
It's like The Sound of Thunder from Ray Bradbury. That's
Yeah.
a brilliant one as well.
Right, because it can't work in this instance because his dad is dead. So if it worked, it means his dad would be alive.
And he'll never discover time travel because he won't need to.
Exactly. But also, if he's going to a parallel universe, that's a whole different kettle of fish. Because in a parallel universe, his dad is alive, and his dad's a woman, and his dad's died. So he can go to a parallel universe, but then what's he going to do with him that's already in that parallel universe?
That's why you're meant not to kind of go back to a time when you were there.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll find, because one of the other theories is you can go back, but only, well, the two theories. One is you may be able to go into the future.
Yeah.
How that works, I've got no idea. I've had that explained to me about 4 times, none the wiser, and my head starts to spin.
Yeah.
But going back into the past, you have to go before you were born, is what they're talking about. So we're talking about that on the show tonight, and the usual old tosh.
I don't care about that rubbish. I don't care.
I'll give you his number, get him on your show.
What if he goes back in time and he killed his dad? What if he goes...
He is his dad.
that is so...
That's just dark again, Kath. You've taken us to a bad place.
Paul, I think you've got to go and do a little pre-record. Thank you, Paul. Paul will be on at 1 o'clock. He'll come back in before the end of the show, but I just wanted to pick his brains. I love time travel. I love it.
I know you do.
I don't like this pain in this neck. I tell you, here's the thing. My neck is, honestly, it's killing me. And that coupled with the fact I've forgotten how to sleep. The last Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, I've just not been able to sleep. I can't sleep. I can't fall asleep. Listening to the most god-awful local radio presenter last night.
Oh, gosh.
And
not even that did it.
Oh, God. I cannot fall asleep. And then, if I do fall asleep, I'm waking up I'm having these terrible anxiety dreams, and it's all around buying this house. But the other night, I dreamt that my dad was back from the dead and was trying to put me in a mental institution, and I fought him off. And then I saw my mum, and she said, "Oh, it's terrible. Come with me. I'll keep you safe." And then she was dragging me towards my dad.
A trick.
And I was running really slowly, and all these people from my life were just coming out trying to get me in a mental. Constantly dreaming about moving. Oh, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep, and I just want to be able to turn my neck. That's it, guys. That's all I want. What's the problem? What's the problem with that, huh? I just want to sleep and turn my neck. What's wrong with that? For crying out loud. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I had mussels for my lunch.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a lot of hard work for very, very little.
What did you have them for?
I was out with the boys. It's our tea. It's about 4 o'clock, 4:30. We stopped at this nice place in Windsor. We sat outside. It was a lovely day. And they wanted pizzas, but then they saw for starters. They're like into starters. I'm like, I don't want to get starters, really. And they said mussels. And it was mussels in white wine and creamy sauce. And I went, oh, do you know what? I'm not that hungry. I'll get mussels. These boys will have pizza. I'll get mussels, and they can dig into the mussels as they want.
Have they had them before?
Well, this is what I thought they had. And then they came, and my eldest said, I don't like the look of them. I said, you've had them before, haven't you? He said, no. I said, right, you told me you wanted these, so I assumed that you'd had them. He went, I've never. So he had one, and he spat it out. My youngest loved them, right? The youngest was well into them, so he's going between...
Does he also like eating his own bogies?
Yes, he does.
Of course.
So he's going from pizza to mussels to... He was in his element. But you have these mussels, and I don't get... So there's this lovely sort of creamy sauce all over them, but it's all over the shells.
Right.
Right.
The shells are open, though, aren't they?
The shells are open, but it's all over the... So then you got to get a fork, and you got to get... With a fork, you got to get this tiny little phlegm thing out, and you eat it, and it's one of those meals where I think you use up more calories getting that bit out than you get from eating it. So you're actually losing weight whilst eating it. And it was real. I'm eating it thinking, this isn't unpleasant, but then again, it's not pleasant either. It was just
all right.
It was just pointless.
It's like those little tasks they give, in Monkey World. Rather than just feeding them, they'll put the banana or the fruit inside something.
A lady's bum?
No,
what?
Inside like a hollowed out ball or something that they have to find, and that's what they've done to you there.
Yeah,
keep you busy.
It was. I just didn't get it. I did not get the point of mussels, and it wasn't satisfying, wasn't filling. A waste of £8.
I spent the whole afternoon yesterday making a paella that no one ate.
Oh God, paella looks disgusting.
Oh, it's so good.
Actually, it's paella.
Paella.
But there's no, yeah, whatever, mate. I thought you could speak the lingo. Paella. Anyway, it was a disappointing lunch.
I've still got some paella in the fridge if you want some.
No, it looks flipping awful. And I treated myself to a banana split on Sunday night.
Did you?
Saturday night. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to have a banana split. Right? Is this possible? So I went and I went in these big ice cream parlours. I said, have a Coke, tap water and a banana split. And I was fine. I sat down, all of them came, drank some Coke, down the water, finished the banana split, and as soon as I finished it, I went to, I parted my cheeks to break wind.
Oh my God, Ian.
I stopped immediately because I sensed danger. I went to the bathroom and I had and I'm not saying this for cheap laugh, right? But it was like Pebble Dash. I had the runniest. It was awful, right? Was I poisoned by them? Can it happen that quickly?
No, I don't think so.
Well, hang on a minute. You don't think so?
No, it takes a while for it to digest.
I hadn't eaten anything else that day. Right?
Probably because you were sickening for something.
No, actually, I had eaten. I'd had omelette and chips earlier that day. From that calf. No, it wasn't that. Because I felt all good, right? I think, surely, because if you put Novichok, the poison that's killed this unfortunate lady, right? And there's a guy ill, and the Novichok, right? Just a drop of that on your skin. And I heard this from an expert, so this isn't even made up, like most of this rubbish is. A drop of it on your skin is absorbed. Within 5 minutes, you're ill.
Yeah.
Right? So the same could be said for either dirty preparation services for a banana split, or I think it was the water. I think it was a dirty glass, because she was cleaning out with the tap. She was cleaning out like a big, like those sort of big bleach bottles. Like she was cleaning that out, and then she just used that to get my water. So I suspect it was that instant.
But that is highly processed waste that you passed. So that's been in there a while.
No. What I'm saying is that the chemicals in the poison that I had taken, I'm not suggesting for a second I had Novichok, right? But it just broke everything down in my body immediately. Just broke everything down. Straight away. It was broken down, and it left me in a very, 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 very uncomfortable, fragile, Americans say fragile, but it's fragile state.
Well, I'm no doctor.
No.
So I would suggest that it would have had to be in your system slightly longer than 2 minutes.
Well, let's ask the listeners. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Corey. Good evening, Corey.
Hello.
Hello, Corey.
Hello.
Right. Why are you... Okay. Hello, Corey.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Corey. Can I ask why you're using a pseudonym? Without revealing...
To talk about my friend.
Okay, then let's talk about that. Go on then.
My friend's Mint.
Your friend's what?
Mint.
Mint?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
His name's Gary.
Okay. All right. I thought this was Gary. Okay. This isn't Gary.
This is Gary's friend. I'm a bit upset at the moment, Ian. He's just a bit upset.
Okay. Why? Well, okay. Well, okay. Well, what would you like to say?
That he's just upset, and I don't know what to do.
Well, you could take the drugs away from him.
Yeah. He's not even on drugs.
Is he not?
No.
Well,
I just had a bit of drink.
Yeah, I suggest you take him upstairs and you get him into bed.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best thing.
You like Willies, you.
Right, I like Willies. Right, there you go. I noticed that Gary's on Twitter saying he's suicidal, and people are kindly giving him advice and suggestions of, the number for the Samaritans, which we'll give out in a second. And so when Gary's number came up on the screen, the name flashed up. That's why I thought it was a pseudonym, because they sounded very similar, Corey and Gary, in their accent. And when I try and offer some kind of contact with someone, I get told I like Willies.
Yeah, and did you hear what Gary said in the background?
Minge. Okay.
Classy.
Well, Gary, I'm making the decision. You're blocked on Twitter, and I don't think this show can offer you any support anymore. We've tried, man. We've tried, and I consider it a personal failing that we have been unable to connect in a way that I like to think we can connect. So I'm going to block you on Twitter, mate. I'm going to ask you not to call this show anymore. If you do call the show, your call won't be answered. and you won't get on the air. I don't know about the rest of the shows, that's not up to me, but you won't get on my show. Here's one number that you can call and they will never turn you away, and this is for anyone. This is the Samaritans. They are free. I have used the Samaritans myself a handful of times when I've been at my lowest, and they have been absolutely incredible. They're not for everyone. I've had a few people email me saying, well, I tried the Samaritans and it didn't do it for me. Hey, that's cool. It's just a suggestion. The number for the Samaritans is, it's really simple, 116 123. 116 123. Dead simple. It's free. It may take a few rings to get through. They're volunteers and they can't give you advice, but they cannot hang up on you either. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Intelligent, organic entertainment.
We tried.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
We tried.
The big story of the day on Talk Radio with The Times. Know your times. Every weekday from 6:30, join Julia Hartley-Brewer for in-depth analysis of the morning headlines. Don't just be informed, be well informed with fearless debate and in-depth opinion from right across the political spectrum.
Join me, Julia Hartley-Brewer, for the biggest breaking current affairs stories, top guests and razor-sharp reaction.
Get a better quality conversation at
I'm alright, thanks.
The big story of the day with Julia Hartley-Brewer on Talk Radio with The Times. Know your times.
Another England goal. Maguire has scored his first international goal.
Yes, please, Kath, I will.
Second half, Jesse Lingard.
Forget history.
They are not coming home.
All that matters is now.
They're on a roll. The football world is at their feet. England are World Cup semi-finalists.
The FIFA World Cup semi-final. England v Croatia. Wednesday at 6 on ITV.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
That looks very good, sir.
Really? Have to say, I love the colour. And I can tailor it to suit me exactly.
Of course. We have lots of options. How's the fit?
Yeah, brilliant. Loads of room.
Good to hear. So that you can be sure you like it, why don't you have it over the weekend?
Perfect. It'll turn a few heads in town, and I think my friends are going to love it.
Excellent. Here are the keys.
The stylish, spacious Mini Clubman. Take a 48-hour test drive to try one on for size. Who's in? Test drive subject to status and availability. Terms and conditions apply. Participating Mini retailers only.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
Good morning, I'm Danielle Yawowiecka. The Prime Minister's appointed Jeremy Hunt as the new Foreign Secretary. The shake-up comes after Boris Johnson quit his position yesterday, saying the dream of an outward-looking global Britain is dying. Andrew Bridgen, Conservative MP for North West Leicestershire, spoke to Talk Radio earlier and gave his view on the appointment of the new Foreign Secretary.
Jeremy Hunt actually is a very good man, and he's had that health brief, which is a very difficult brief for the longest period that any cabinet minister of any party's ever held it. There's nothing wrong with Jeremy Hunt. He's a very competent.
No bed, please. No bed.
Cabinet minister.
But Mr. Bridgen told Talk Radio he had different beliefs in Theresa May.
I have absolutely no confidence in the Chequers proposals. I think they are a betrayal of Brexit and our democracy, and they're damaging our party, which we've seen at the polls already. And if the Prime Minister persists in supporting the Chequers proposals, then I have no confidence in the Prime Minister. I think that makes my position pretty clear.
Matt Hancock will replace Mr. Hunt as Health Secretary, and Jeremy Wright will become Culture Secretary. A teenager's been found guilty of killing a North London shopkeeper who refused to sell him cigarette papers. The 16-year-old, who can't be named for legal reasons, attacked Vijay Kumar Patel in Mill Hill in January. Police in Wiltshire are continuing to search for a container contaminated with a deadly nerve agent. It's after Dawn Sturgis died after being exposed to Novichok 9 days ago. Her partner Charlie Rowley is still critically ill in hospital. Officers say it's still not possible to link the incident, the attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter back in March. And 5 people are still trapped in flooded caves in Thailand after the rescue operation finished for the night. 4 more boys were freed and taken to hospital earlier. The official in charge says they are safe and conscious. Your weather, dry and clear overnight. Later, largely dry with sunny spells for many. Cloudier, though, for Scotland and Northern Ireland.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
0344 499 1000. Man, my shoulder is... I don't know if it's my shoulder or if it's my neck, but something ain't working. I had ice on it. You're supposed to put ice on for the first 48 hours. And then heat. So I'm going to get some heat. That's what I need in this weather, is heat. That's what I need, is heat. A wolf whistling at women could soon be a hate crime. Says Ian Jury, the Home Affairs editor. Police chiefs are looking at recording misogyny as a hate crime, including incidents of men whistling at women. Forces are being asked to consider the case for monitoring sexist abuse and harassment. It means misogyny, defined by police chiefs as behaviour targeted towards a woman by men simply because they are a woman, would sit alongside crimes where victims are attacked for their race, religion, or sexual orientation. This is all kind of written in the way as if to go, isn't this crazy? I'll tell you why I'm reading this in a minute. If agreed, abuse directed at women would be treated more seriously than comparable crimes against men, and could even lead to tougher sentences in the courts. Misogynistic incidents will include harassment in the street, verbal abuse, unwanted physical approaches, taking photographs without consent. That's not a crime already? What? I'm laughing because it's like, why? That's obvious. Or sending unwanted text messages. Nottinghamshire Police began trialling the scheme in July 2016 and were followed by a handful of other forces. Now recording misogyny as a hate crime could be rolled out across all 43 forces. Anyway, I'll tell you why. Because there'll be some people going, well, this is ridiculous. What's wrong? What's wrong? If you're a woman, surely you love a good old wolf whistle. And you'll get lots of female commentators, possibly, just people who work at this station going, I love a good wolf whistle. And it makes me feel like a woman, and there's nothing wrong with it, and there's the libtard cuck PC brigade when there are far more important issues. This is just to detract us from Brexit. Well, I have a woman here who doesn't speak for all women, she speaks for herself. What do you reckon, Kath?
I reckon I've been in situations where I've decided not to walk down one side of the street because I was worried about what might happen if I walked through a group of men.
Yeah.
If I don't have to feel like that ever again, that's great.
I tell you why it's on my mind, because when I was sat having these mussels with my boys, we sat outside in Windsor in the main street. It's called Pescod Street. I think that's the High Street. Well, no, the High Street's the High Street, isn't it? And so we sat there, and there was some weird. Behind us, or opposite us, there were some a couple of charity shops, and there were a couple of weird noises came from them. And my youngest went, oh, what's that weird noise? And I couldn't see anything. But then, I heard a definite, it wasn't a wolf whistle, but it was a banging on glass and something like,
there we go.
And I looked up and I saw above the charity shops, there was some scaffolding in the shop. So they were doing, building or decorating. And there were 2 blokes, early 20s, topless, paintings. So I saw them, clocked them. So I looked around and looked over to the left, and walking, just down the street was a young lady, late teens, cut-off jig, short shorts and a tight top. And they were doing it at her. And I thought, flipping heck, that's an old-fashioned... my thought was, people still do that? Mm-hmm. People still bang on windows and do... And it wasn't quite oi-oi. It was designed to get, someone to look, a young lady to look around. I thought, people are still doing that. And these 2 blokes up in this thing were pissing themselves. And I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for this woman. I don't think she noticed it. That actually isn't important, I don't think. But she
probably did notice it.
She might have done. I was embarrassed for my boy. My boys didn't clock it. But I was embarrassed for my boys to see... toxic masculinity being played out like that literally yards from us. They didn't spot it. They were, one of them was reading a book on how to make squishies.
Oh, right.
He bought a book on, went to buy comics, and he ends up with a book for a tenner on how to make squishies. So we bought lots of sponges, and I've had to order some bouncy paint. What's this paint called? It's special paint.
I don't know.
I've had to order this special paint on, I've typed in amazing instead of Amazon. There's a special paint which Robert and Ray, I'll come to you in a minute, I promise. Let me just see what this paint is called, because it's going to annoy me. It's not got the thing. Anyway, so he said that my beautiful eldest son has got reading this book on how to make squishies. Daddy, do you know where we can buy sponges anywhere? I said, there's Robert Dyer's just there. We'll get you some. And my other son was alternating between mussels and pizza. And these two, and I'm going to be honest, I remember once when I was 18 coming into London and we were driving for the first time. I wasn't driving and we leant out of the window, cheer up, love. And my mate was driving, went into the back of a van. And I remember doing it, and I did it, and we thought it was funny. We didn't think beyond our own, laughter. We thought it was funny.
The question is, why is it funny? Because it's a bit out of order.
Yeah. It was wrong. Totally wrong. I cringe with embarrassment. And seeing them doing it, I just think, Jesus, people are still doing that. Still. I think that's the only time I've ever done it to them. I was embarrassing my kids the other day as we were driving around to go to their cousins, just, driving down busy streets and leaning, and just opening the door, good afternoon, sir! My boys were in the back, like, oh, Dad, stop it! I'm going to do it to anyone in particular. Good afternoon, sir! But, I don't know, maybe there's a similarity in that, I don't know.
It's never one bloke.
Yeah.
And one woman. It's always a bunch of blokes.
Yeah.
So that to me suggests you wouldn't do it if you're on your own, because you know that it's not fair.
Yeah. I told you when I was walking down the North London, going to the gym with my wife, I think we were married at the time, and we had to walk through a group of builders, right, to get to the gym. And about 6 of them. And my wife was going first, and I was slightly behind her, but we were together. And one of them nudged a couple of his mates and did the, have a look at that. And they started staring at my wife's arse. I could have left it, and I didn't. And I went, hey, steady on, fellas, that's my wife. Or my girlfriend, I don't know what it was. That's a steady on, fellas. That's out of order, something like that. And they started having a go at me.
Of course they did.
Because I was like a queer or whatever.
Because they were in a pack.
Yeah. And very quickly, I mean, I was out of my depth. They could have battered the crap out of me. But I kind of sensed it wasn't going to turn violent. It was just going to get aggressive. Steady on, fellas. Yeah, that's out of order. Hey, we're doing what? I said, no, you effing won't do what you want. You'd have a little bit of respect. And as we're walking further away, and they're still shouting at me, and this is the greatest put down I've ever had, and I had no comeback from it. He went, why don't you F off, Glenn Miller? I've never known why he's called me Glenn Miller.
Did you have an army jacket on?
No, it was green. I don't know if it was army.
Well,
but Glenn Miller
they're not massive detail fans, these guys.
I didn't realise that they were big band fans, but they seem to know Glenn Miller.
I once told, there was two blokes on the opposite side of the road, and I was walking to my friend's house really early in the morning, this is as well, so I don't know where they'd been, but I suspect they'd not been home all night. And I'm walking over to my mates. I had a picnic basket. We were going out for the day. These two blokes, all right, sexy! And I don't know where it came from, but I found myself jettisoning the word winker over the...
Really? Yeah.
Because I just thought, piss off, how dare you?
But...
Anyway, he got violent.
Really?
Yeah, he threatened to come over and batter me.
Really?
Straight away, yeah. Straight away. Because I'd embarrassed him in front of his friend. His friend was wetting himself.
No, you can't shout out. You can't. The wolf whistle...
It's the fact that they expect to shout something out and you have to just take it.
And the wolf whistle, the reason there's still an affection for it, although I haven't heard a wolf whistle in years. That's a wolf whistle, isn't it? It's because it's like very carry on, very 70s, very Sid James as a 55-year-old man and a fit 20-year-old woman. And so we kind of got this affection for it as a nation, but it's
some sort of appreciation.
Yeah. But it's wrong. And anybody that comes on and defends it, be they male or female, they can only speak for themselves. They can only speak for themselves. As someone who would, you'll get men going, well, I wouldn't mind it if a load of women did it. That doesn't happen.
A load of women are not going to gang up and overpower you.
And then someone will say, But what about women when they go and see male strippers? That's a whole different... Someone will say that. Someone will say that tomorrow. That's a whole different kettle of fish. It's a whole... Anyway.
Those people are professionals, and they want you to do that.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing.
I just think that they can't... And Robert and Ray, I promise you we'll come to you in a second. Yes, as a woman you may find it, flattering, and there will be... I'm sure Julia will argue this tomorrow. Well, that's great for you.
I've laughed about it on occasion.
Yeah. That's great for you as an individual. But there are a significant number of women and girls and schoolgirls. I've seen truck drivers shouting out at schoolgirls. There are a significant number of people for whom it is really unpleasant. At best, it's unpleasant. At worst, it's a complete invasion and a degradation, and is a verbal assault.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's another case of, and please forgive me, men, for saying this, but it's time for you to listen rather than to talk.
There we go. Exactly.
Because I, as a 40-year-old woman, get tense when I walk through a big group of blokes. I would prefer they don't say anything to me.
Can I say something as a friend?
Yeah.
First time you've said you're 40.
No, it's not. I say all the time.
No, you don't.
Of course I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. No secret. You say I'm flipping 60.
Oh, I thought you were 40 on your next birthday. I thought you were 30.
40.
Are you actually 40?
Yeah.
Mate.
I'm nearly 41.
Oh, I thought you were 39 coming up to 40. Wowzers. I need to... in light of our recent conversation, I need to trade you in for a younger producer.
Well, there's plenty of them. Take your pick.
Gosh, that backfired horribly.
Talk Radio.
We've got entertainment, and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio.
In your head that I'm not 40.
I thought you were 39. I thought you were 39.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade quality building products. In July, we've got Leyland 10-litre matte emulsion for only £7.49 each ex-VAT. Now that's a real deal. We've got even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse. For more information, see selcobw.com. We've
got it at Selco.
It's
where the trade go.
And here at the Construction Site Cup, the contractor team is down to 10 men. But wait, they're bringing on a super subby. A few, in fact. Brickies, Sparkies, Chippies. What a hat trick! Looks like this contractor and these subcontractors used some great tactics and went to supersubby.com, where contractors find subbies and subbies find contractors by skills, location and trade. It's free for subbies with a 3-month free trial for contractors. So download the free app or visit supersubby.com. Super Subby, the new, smarter way to find site work or workers.
It doesn't matter how our customers feed back to us, but it matters that we listen. Which
you know what?
Why we've added the new
both of you are getting a timeout
to the transit range.
Both of you get a fucking timeout.
There you go. As the rest of the transit range, but is now available with a new optional 6-inch touchscreen, voice control, DAB, and sat nav. So whether you're delivering sourdough to Swindon, T-shirts to Tooting...
Yeah, of course it'll be taken in the wrong way.
The transit courier...
I've had enough. Stop, everyone just stop coming onto my YouTube feed, winding each other up and looking for reasons to be wound up. I've had enough.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension
I watched
review?
that Bob Mortimer and White House thing on the
Were
weekend.
you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. You can listen on DAB, download the app, or go to talkradio.co.uk. Let's go to Robert first. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening, you alright?
I'm very well. Oh, it's Robert, yes.
Yeah. Can I just do a calibration check, though, on what you can say to women?
No, you can't, Rob, for crying out loud.
Well, no, it's not rude, but Kath...
Of course it's rude, because it's coming from you. Good luck.
If you said, like, Kath, right, you look really nice in those jeans, they really suit you, you're happy with that?
I'm not wearing jeans.
Well, if you were.
I'm out of this, Rob, and I'm going to tell you now, mate, You are totally out of your depth. You are totally out of your depth.
You look really nice in those jeans. Suggests that you're looking at me in my jeans. What part would you be looking at exactly?
No, that's it.
My bum or my frontispiece?
That's a compliment.
Are you looking at her anus or her vagina in the jeans?
I'm getting there. So if I said that, that's a compliment. But
No, I didn't say that. I said that's weird. So next one.
Or if I said, like, Kath, those Tesco value jeans you've got on, your ass looks right peachy, that's offensive, yeah? Because the Tesco value, but they fit your ass. Not like a bag of sand. I'm saying they look good. Kath?
I told you, Rob. Listen, this is not Verinda you're dealing with. This isn't Andre. This is a real, live, thinking human being.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is educate the listeners and say to them, you know, you shouldn't say these things to women.
No.
So
because you and your George and Asda, your penis looks proper tiny. But I wouldn't point that out because that'd be rude, and I don't want to objectify you.
That would be lies, though. Everyone knows I'm blessed.
Rob.
Your mum loves you. That's
yes,
important.
exactly. Thank you very much for your call. Let's go to Ray. Good evening, Ray.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Catherine.
Hello.
How I've got a new phone, so how am I on the muffled radar?
You sound great. Sounds absolutely beautiful.
Ah, beautiful. So, I was going to call in again. Every time I call in, you then talk about something that gets me thinking about something else. So, can I ask your advice on something that happened, or that I did about 15 years ago with a young woman?
Oh, God.
And now I'm thinking, was I right to do it or not?
Yeah. Okay.
So, I was walking to work. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, like I said, about 15 years ago.
Now, bearing in mind, hang on, let me stop you now. Because haven't you asked us for our opinions before? Then when we've given them to you, you've told us we were wrong.
No.
Okay, I must be thinking of someone else.
No, well, only on films I've asked opinions.
Okay, go on then.
Said you were wrong.
Go on then.
So I was walking to work, walking to the train station, and this is...
I'm pretty sure the answer to this is going to be, yeah, you were out of order, but let's see.
Okay. I was dressed in a suit, but I don't know if that's relevant or not. And as I was walking towards the train station, there was a lady or woman walking towards me. And I couldn't help but notice that she was very, very attractive. She carried on walking towards me. I stepped onto the road just so that she could walk past, and then I carried on walking. But then I went about 20 or 30 paces further on, and then thought she was one of the most beautiful women that I'd ever seen. So I turned around and walked back and said, "Excuse me," and she stopped and turned round, and I said, "I'm really sorry to bother you, but..." And then I just told her, I just said, "You're a very stunningly attractive woman," and I just thought I should tell you. I said, "I'm not, trying to come on to you," and that's all I wanted to say. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, I think that's... well, we can speak to a real-life woman in a second. My 2 worth, which is worth nothing, is... yeah, I think that's intimidation, man. That's out of order.
But she
Here we go, but... I know what, I should have let Catherine speak first. Why should I speak? I know nothing. Catherine. And you can only give your opinion, of course.
Right.
You don't speak for womankind.
Okay. It's kind of, I'm sure she didn't mind it so much, but I'm interested in your mindset.
I don't really know, because I've never done it before, never done it since.
Also, what's it got to do with you, what she looks like?
I know, but it was just that on that particular day, I've had no idea why I did it.
You gave her your approval.
Well, no, I don't think that's the reason. She was so stunningly attractive, I don't know, I felt the urge to tell her that, listening to your conversation earlier, it does sound that I shouldn't have done it.
I don't think you should have done it. Because she may have been cool with it, that's great. Supposing she wasn't cool with it.
Yeah, true, yes.
Supposing, she may have seemed cool with it, that doesn't necessarily mean she was cool with it.
I'm sure she was taken aback by it.
And the weird thing is, I was obviously in the police at the time. I was on my way to be a CID officer for the day.
Well, that doesn't... some of the stories we've heard about the police, that doesn't surprise me that much. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all.
It's just interesting that it is all about you having to give her your approval. You would.
Yeah.
Why did you feel like you had to tell her? Like, well done to those jeans. I mean jeans with a G.
It wasn't what she was wearing. It wasn't anything to do with that.
No, genetics.
Yeah, it was, I suppose.
Now, someone on YouTube's going, wow, a man can't even compliment a women anymore. Sad times. No, there is a difference between complimenting a friend or a colleague, and again,
and stopping a stranger in the street.
Then walking back 20 paces and stopping a stranger on the street. There's a big difference, Network 23, if that is your name. There's a big difference. And even a colleague, that's why I hesitated. A friend, I think it's okay to compliment. I don't know. Let's not get into the categories of when it is or not. But no, I think following a woman to tell her that you think she passes the Ray test, which is what it is. I think that's intimidatory.
I think you know as well because it's been playing on your mind.
Well, it hasn't. I just literally thought about it because you brought up the subject of, wolf whistling and everything. And I suddenly thought, oh, God, I wonder what they think about this. And I literally haven't really thought about it. Well, it was something I did once, never did it since. So I do actually think now, why did I do it? Because it's not something that I did sort of, weekly or monthly or at all, other than on that one occasion about 15 years ago. So it does seem a bit odd.
I asked a girl out on a train once.
But did you say, hey, great jeans?
Oh,
they're going to look better on my bedroom floor.
No, I asked her out on a train, and I'm wondering if that was...
It's different. You had a conversation with her, right?
Yeah. But I'd seen her on the train, and I fell head over heels in what I thought was love. And we went out for a few months. She was really a nice girl. Occasionally, we have a little email just checking in. This was years ago. But, in light of this conversation with Creepy Ray, it feels to me that a little bit creepy, me asking him.
But do you know what? Part of it is about the way we were brought up, right? If you think about the romantic films of the 1980s, it was all about persisting and teaching. It was all about the grand, quote-unquote, romantic gesture. It was all about, she's going to pretend she's not into you because she doesn't want to seem desperate, but you've got to stand outside her house with your boombox on your head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's called stalking nowadays.
Well, it is.
Do you know what? It's given us a bit of a twisted version of what romance is, I think. And no one, some people are confused, but, I think there's some things that aren't confusing.
Right, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. What's wrong? There's a woman. I love it when guys wolf whistle. It means I'm doing my job and I'm feeling sexy. And anybody who disagrees with that is a lesbian. That'll be kind of the tone. If this story gets picked up tomorrow. Actually, it's today's paper, so it probably won't. But I've heard it. I've heard it done. By men and women, going, well, what's wrong with this, guys? What's wrong with this? The people here know my life better than me. Didn't you ask her out on an escalator? Yes, I did. Asked her out on an escalator at the Underground. We went out for a few nights, it was nice. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative. We've got another 30 minutes or so of this nonsense before Paul Ross comes in at 1 o'clock. Oh, don't forget, podcasts are plenty. There is a best of podcast that Catherine puts together, a 30-minute little teaser, which you heard a couple of our callers previously mention. And that comes out sort of 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the evening every single day. And if we have guests, there will be 2 podcasts. Don't tell the squares that do the podcasts, because they want us to do less podcasts. And instead we're doing... No, they want us to do less. They actually want us to do less than the number that we're doing now. So we do at least 5 a week, sometimes 10 if we have guests. And they want us to do, 1 a week, which is significantly less. So, I think you'll agree. So get them while you can before the suits squeeze them out of us. And if maybe you want to get rid of some of the podcasts you subscribe to and have fewer podcasts in your feed, why don't you get rid of Mike Graham's one and all the other crappy ones, and download this, and also download the Rabbit Hole podcast. That is a show that Catherine and I do. That again, the suits here, it's nothing to do with them. But the suits want to take the rabbit hole off our hands. Nothing to do with them. I'm not being naughty. I'm not doing what Mike Graham did and giving the Twitter handle of the person behind that ridiculous coup plan. I'm tempted to, though. But they want to take the rabbit hole off us. They might, yes. And the day that they say, you're going to have to give us the rabbit hole, that's the day we stop doing it. But shh, don't tell them. So there's that. And this week it's going to be a special one, because we're going to put out a little documentary that we made about me hanging out with Gary Glitter fans, which I think is interesting. We did it a couple of years ago, tried to sell it. No one wanted to buy it, so
we'll let you have it.
We'll let you have it for free. You can have it for free. A little 30-minute documentary, which I went out and recorded, and Kath put together from hours of audio of me hanging out with some Gary Glitter fans, and I think it's really interesting. 03444991000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Afternoons with Jamie East.
Talk
Radio. Investigating the unlimited possibilities of speech radio at Eastworld.
What was the best piece of gossip that you have ever heard at Salford Business School?
The radio show that questions the very nature of our reality. What makes us human? Why do we sin?
My goodness me, if these walls could talk.
Where can I get a pair of glasses like Jamie's for under a £5? Eastworld with Jamie East.
It's a bit of a national favourite.
This afternoon from 1 on Talk Radio. The late night alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. So I'm confused. Right. I'm confused, and this story is only kind of like the tangent of it, right? So there was that story a little while ago, last year, of that model that was kidnapped, except she wasn't kidnapped. It was all made up, and it was this story about her being kidnapped and being sold online as a sex, but she wasn't. It was all made up, and it went to court to prove that it was all made up. But then it turns out that it wasn't made up, because the fella did kidnap her, did try, and I didn't really follow that case as closely as perhaps I should have done, because my life was falling apart. But the fella did kidnap her, did try and sell her as a sex slave, I guess on the dark web, because he was found guilty and was sent to prison for it. And all the papers were calling her out as a liar and a fantasist.
A wannabe.
Wannabe, just because she is, an attractive model, and it seems to be that if people are attractive, we respect their integrity a little less, and particularly if they're an attractive person that takes off their clothes for whatever reason, but does it in front of cameras and things. We certainly, even though a lot of these newspapers make their money from women, attractive women who take off their clothes, they're obviously liars and they're fantasists, and it's nonsense. And when a story is as far-fetched as that, as an attractive model being kidnapped and sold on the... Well, it's obviously nonsense.
They'll do anything for money, those people.
So, I didn't see all of the big stories, though, and maybe I missed them, saying, it turns out it was true, and we're really sorry, and she was... and this is the idiot that did it, this is the bloke, and...
I think I read one article, but it was by no means as big as the other article.
Because it was everywhere.
A doubt on it, yeah.
I don't understand. I might have missed it, because I must admit I haven't followed that story as closely. And that's the thing. If I didn't look at the papers every single day, as I do for this show, go through the tabloids every single day, just to get the quirky, silly stories. If I didn't, all I would have had were the front page headlines about this fantasist woman who'd made up a story about being kidnapped. And a few years down the line, you and I would be going, do you remember that woman who faked being kidnapped? Oh, God, yeah, what happened to her? She was going to be sold on the dark web, wasn't she? I remember that. We were phoning about it 5 years down the line. If we hadn't been looking in the papers every single day, we wouldn't have got the fact that she wasn't a fantasist. She was put through an horrific, hideous ordeal and then doubted by an entire nation for months.
And the doubt was based on the fact that she allowed more pictures to be taken of herself.
Is that what it was?
She gave interviews and things. But this is someone who's trying to make a career for herself and had come through something and, was quite a fresh-faced person.
Yep. She's 21, she's a kid.
I just think she was probably badly advised.
Anyway, here's page 16, so it's an even number. If you notice that they always put the stories that aren't that important on the even numbers. Because no one looks at you got paper. You look to the right. That's why page 3 is boobs. So it's not so much now, but that's why because you look there. No one looks to the left. It's always to the right. Simple thing. So page 16. It takes up less than a third of the page. Chloe's Netflix, and there's a tiny picture of her in a bra. Kidnap case model eyes up new career. Model Chloe Ailing.
Hang on a second. Kidnap case. So not kidnap survivor.
No. Model. Do you know what? I'm going to. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in bed because I can't move. I'm going to read up on this young lady, and we'll talk about her a bit more on tomorrow's show. And because I'd be keen to know the actual inside of the story. So remind me tomorrow. Send me a text to remind me because I'll forget. I'm doing a little bit of research about Chloe Ailing. So model Chloe Ailing is trying to recast herself as an actress after holding talks with TV giants. She's 21, man. So she's got the rest of her life ahead of her. The former topless model, that's irrelevant, isn't it? The former topless model. Yeah. Isn't that funny? We're talking about wolf whistling women. It's cultures like this. It's, it's the page 3, which I think the Star still does.
Let's remind ourselves that she was kidnapped and held for 6 days in a remote farmhouse.
There we go.
People filmed.
The former topless model, 21, is now pursuing a different career after her kidnapper, Lukas Herber, was jailed last month for 16 years. Since the conclusion of the trial in Milan, God, we're getting so much information from this, some of it irrelevant, some of it not. Mum of one, Chloe, has held talks with firms, including Netflix, about doing a film. Her agent, Adrian Sington, said, "We've got a major meeting with a television company. It's not just Netflix." Chloe was lured to a photo shoot in the Italian city last year. Flipping heck, man. This paragraph. Once she arrived, she was drugged and kidnapped before being stuffed into a holdall and driven to a farmhouse near Turin. Herber, 30, told her lies about being part of a cult called Black Death, which planned to sell her for £250,000 on the dark web.
She was drugged with ketamine.
That's a nasty drug. They're all nasty. Chloe managed to convince Herber to release her. The bizarre circumstances around her ordeal and Herber's lies that she was in on it to raise her profile fueled rumours she was lying. But his conviction and his brother, Michael's pending trial for his alleged part in the kidnap quashed those rumours. Chloe from Coulsdon, South London, has ruled out posing topless again. What's that got to do with it? She's a 21-year-old woman. If she wants to pose topless again, good luck to her. If she doesn't want to, good luck to her. What's it got to do with me?
That was her job before.
Yeah. Well, she wants to go back to the job she was doing. Great. And if she doesn't, it's just... There have been rumours she has been dating David Walliams and is due to star in Celebrity Big Brother. She has dismissed both as untrue. Right. So, what the story should read is... young woman laughed at by the press and accused of lying is attempting to rebuild her life after horrific kidnap and drugging event that went on for a week. That's what we should be saying. Young woman heroically tries to rebuild her life and start a new career after not only was she kidnapped and drugged and threatened with all kinds of horrible things, the British press laughed at her and called her a liar. And we wish her the best. That's what she said. What else have you got? You've got some stuff there about her, have you?
Loads. I mean, it goes into detail about what happened at the farmhouse. And apparently the fact that he was given so much time reflects the fact that she could have died in the holdall at any time, and she could have died with a ketamine overdose. So, she said she spent the first day and night handcuffed to the furniture crying. On the second day, Herbert asked her if she'd like to share his bed. Of course, she agreed, she says, because I'm not going to be, I want to stay handcuffed to the furniture. I would never object to something he wants me to do in that time because I didn't want to upset him or make him angry. He made it obvious he wanted her to sleep next to him. And I'm not going to say, no, I don't want to sleep next to you. Why would I be a bitch about it? Why would I be nasty to him when he is my way out? She said she only had one strategy to make him feel sorry for her, to make him believe that she was worth saving. And over the days it was apparent that his feelings were becoming more tender. He would ask whether they might become a couple. I'd say, in the future when I'm released. Then he'd get excited about it.
Say whatever you have to survive, don't you? Of course you do.
So she made him believe that. Yes, obviously, I had no interest, but I had to play it as if I did. It was the only thing I had to focus on to get out. Then the story became even stranger. Herbert told Ailing, this is from The Guardian, by the way, that she'd already met him a few months earlier. In April 2017, posing as a photographer called Andre Lazio, he'd lured her to Paris for a fake photo shoot. The agency paid £2,000 up front, but the shoot was called off when Andre called to say his equipment had been stolen. Ailing briefly met Herbert when he turned up to apologise and gave her the money for a taxi to the airport. Ailing says she never recognised him because he'd been wearing sunglasses. God. But while she was captive in Italy, he told her a different story. He said he'd been ordered to kidnap her in Paris by Black Death, but refused when he discovered she was a mother. In court, yet another story emerged, that Herbert had indeed planned to kidnap Ailing at the time, but panicked when a terrorist attack on the Champs-Élysées left Paris flooded with police. The fake modelling assignment in Milan, again he paid the agency £2,000 up front, was his second and most successful attempt. My God.
Should we get in touch with our agent, Adrian Sington, and see if we can speak to her? I'm sure she won't. I'm sure she's quite probably locked into some exclusivity deal. And again, how can you begrudge anyone, if this is the case, how can you begrudge anyone who's been through such a horrific experience trying to make a few quid off the back of that horrific experience? It's her story. She can deal with it what she wants. So I suspect she's tied into an exclusive deal with a TV company or a magazine. But do you want to send Adrian an email and say we'd love to have a chat with her if she's not caught up in some kind of deal? And if she is, the very, very best of luck to her. She's 21 years old, and imagine
she's making the best of a really bad moment.
Imagine the horror of that. Well done to her. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the late night alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and
really?
DAB.
We are Talk
Radio. Give it some lip.
Another England goal. Maguire has scored his first international.
Yeah, there'll be some.
Pickford, 2 big saves in this second half. Jesse Lingard.
Good for her.
Forget history.
They are not coming home.
All that matters is now.
Maybe there's a film called Following. But you could do it, yeah.
England are World Cup semi-finalists.
The FIFA World Cup semi-final. England v Croatia. Tomorrow at 6 on ITV.
Listen. Do you hear that? That's the sound of nothing.
Of the man walking on the chain.
Nothing too. That's why we offer 0% APR representative on Ford options across our car range, including the all-new Fiesta Active Crossover. Visit your nearest participating Ford dealer today. Ford. Together, we go further.
Retail only. Vehicles to be contracted by 30th of September 2018 and registered by 31st of December 2018. Subject to status. Guarantees may be required. Free post Ford credit. Exclusions apply. Contact your Ford dealer for more information.
Are you seeing this? If I bet £5 on any Bet Your Way market on the England game, Betway will give me a £5 free bet. With Bet Your Way, you can combine anything you like. Cards, corners, goal scorers, and goals! And here I was thinking the World Cup couldn't get any better. A £5 free bet.
Betway, for the love of the game. Single bet at odds of evens or over. 18 plus. T's and C's apply. BeGambleAware.org.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The incredible new sound of Talk Radio.
The No Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
The biggest breaking news stories, headline-grabbing guests, and razor-sharp opinion.
Join me, Julia Hartley-Brewer, when I'll be turning up the heat every morning from 6:30 with an essential mix of straight-talking debate, heavyweight political guests, and fearless comment.
Waking up the nation with a brand new breakfast conversation.
The No Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
This morning from 6:30
on Talk Radio. Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The late-night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Here we go. These birds. This is why it's got to be stopped. A psycho swan. Qu'est-ce que c'est? A psycho swan has killed 20 rivals in a food and territory war. And once it's killed all of the swans, it will come and attack the radio presenters. The male drowned them and has attacked others using his beak to smash their feet. What a bastard! And when his female mate had 4 cygnets. He bumped off 3 in a single day. Hey. When will they ever learn? Bird sanctuary boss Maria Evans, 62, said, he herds them like a sheepdog and tries to separate one. Once he has it... Why don't they kill this bird? With a bolt through the neck. Once he has it cornered, he tries to drown it by standing on it or pushing it over the sluice. Sluice?
Sluice.
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 That's what I'm saying.
You're saying sluice.
I'm saying sluice.
Say sluice.
Sluice.
Say loose. Say it's loose.
Loose.
Sluice.
Sluice. I don't understand what you're... I don't understand what the joke is. I'm saying it. Once he has it cornered, he tries to drown it by standing on it or pushing it over the sluice into a pond below. He also breaks their toes by getting them on dry land and hammering their feet. Well, this is the same technique that Paul Ross uses to get so much work. This is why he's never unemployed, because he'll push people over a sluice and jump on their toes. Some call him Mr. Nasty, but you couldn't print what I call him. Well, they could use asterisks. His bloodthirsty rampage began in February at Castle Pond, Pembroke, West Wales, where another killer swan named Hannibal left 15 sleeping with the fishes in 2010. I don't think the Sun is taking this story properly. Maria and her staff were forced to intervene when the murder rate shot up last month as the swan became a dad. They've since rescued 14 birds, some mid-attack. Well, it's one of those things, isn't it, where to save the swan population, you've got to decrease the swan population. So to save all the other swans, you've got to kill this guy. She said it's rare to have so much killing. It's partly territorial and partly because the pond's salt water means no eelgrass. Oh. This pair can't leave for food elsewhere because they have their babies, so this lack of food makes them territorial. Jesus, this is just excuse after excuse. The others can't escape as they're in molt, so don't have their flight feathers. This swan and his family are the only ones left. Maria added, and this is the woman in charge of this swan sanctuary. Maria added, sometimes swans return to the same place the next year to breed. He won't if I have anything to do with it. Oh. Flippin' heck, man. Swans are vicious... oh, look, you've done a tweet.
Yeah, I did.
Swans are vicious buggers, aren't they? Hate swans. Hate all birds.
Swines, more like.
Yeah, well, no, swines are pigs.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't use that. Can we get... I don't want to see that lady in her brown pants. Get rid of that. I don't need to see that.
Oh.
Huh?
Polly Parsons.
Polly Parsons! Feels like the show's run out of steam a little bit, and to be honest, I don't really care, because my neck is killing me so much that, yeah, it feels like the show's run out. We've got... Indulge me for a minute. I'm having one of my wobbles. I've been having a wobble for a while, where I'm beginning to think that maybe the show is, it's not up to me. No, it's not up to snuff. Yeah, at the moment. I think maybe the show is kind of flagging a little bit, is not delivering the goods. That's why I really wanted to give that Radar guy the T-shirt, because that would count for like 3,000.
Oh, right, that's what this is about, is it?
No, it's not at all. But that guy would count for like 3,000 listeners or something. But I just feel like... Well, actually, some of the shows after coming back from New York were kind of pumped.
On Friday, you went home saying, that was a great show.
What was Friday?
It was a good show.
Oh, was it? Okay, fine. I don't know if the listener will have picked up on the slight, ever so slight, like if this show was a ship, it's literally like 2 degrees. We've changed the course. So 2 degrees is nothing, right? But over 100 miles, that 2 degrees is thousands of miles in terms of where you're going to end up. And I don't know if the listener has picked up on the very subtle little change that I have made, and therefore is partly inspired by listening to you when I was away, in terms of the show. I don't know, Kath. I'm having one of those wobbles where I think the show is a load of old pony.
Stop it.
And And I don't know if it's any good, and I'm worried about my job and all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It's not about that. You're feeling anxious about other things.
I'm feeling anxious.
And you put it on the show. That's what always happens.
You're right. I'm feeling anxious about this divorce, which is... So I paid my solicitors. I've got 2 solicitors, one for the divorce, one for the house. Man alive. That's fun. So I paid the solicitor for the divorce. Bearing in mind, I signed it. We did the original papers myself, no way. So I paid her, like, £1,500 as, like, that's your account. So you go in and you pay that, and then they... And they're like, you're there. I got a letter saying, right, you owe us £250 on top of what you've paid for all the work we've done. I'm thinking, but you haven't done anything. We had a meeting, but that was covered. You haven't done anything. There's been no paperwork yet because I did the original papers, and until they come back, but their invoice says they've done like 6.5 hours work for nearly £2,000.
Wow.
What? On what? On sending me a bill?
Can you ask to see their workings out?
I don't know.
Legally, they should have to provide that.
Well, I don't know what they've done, and I don't want to cause an argument. So there's the stress of that. There's the stress of, man alive, if you're going through a divorce, right, you have my utmost sympathy. It's this word. I've deliberately not talked about it, but the show's coming to an end, so stop it. And it's this word that gets bandied around. Oh, such and such have got divorced. Oh, these pop stars got divorced. Oh, did you hear the people next door got... Oh, my mum and dad got divorced. And it's this word that you bandy around. But until you're you're in it and you're staring down the barrel of it, flipping it, man, it's massive. It's so stressful and emotional and exhausting. And you got to keep smiling for the kids and all of that stuff, man. And then, so compound that with then living in this room. It's a horrible room for 2 years where I've knackered the sink. I've dropped something on the sink. I've bought some ceramic paint to try and fix it, yeah. So living in this room for 2 years where I've been going mad. And no wonder I picked up again, because I've been going mad. And then the stress of buying a house. And because the divorce isn't over yet, the house is way more expensive than it should be, because I've got to pay double stamp duty. And I'm thinking, you know, if you buy a house with a partner, when one of you wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning going, you can wake the person up next to you and go, what have we done? And I can't do that at home. I'm waking up, well, I'm getting to sleep at 3 in the morning, but I'm waking up at like 5, 6 in the morning going, oh my God! Oh, there's no one here to talk to about it. I'll just sit here and go mad on my own. So anyone who's getting a divorce, or anyone who's buying a house, or anyone who's stupid enough to do both of those things at the same time, Jesus, it's horrendous.
So what's the double stamp duty about? Is it because it's assumed that you're some sort of
it's assumed it's my second house. Yeah. This is a new rule, I think. So it's assumed this is my second property.
You're a landlord.
So I've got to pay double stamp duty. It's an extra £14,000 I had to magic out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
And apparently it had been explained to me before, but I'd kind of missed that. So when you get a bill saying, by the way, don't forget you owe us an extra £14,000. Excuse me? Baking powder? I beg your pardon? Let's go to Jeffrey. Good evening, Jeffrey.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Jeffrey.
Sorry, that it's not Ian, that's Sam.
No, this is Ian.
Jesus, really?
Turn your radio off.
Sorry?
Turn your radio off.
Oh, yes. Do you know what I'll do, actually? It's a lot easier. I'll just walk in the other room. There you go. Is that better?
No, because I can still hear the radio, and it will confuse your... Right, and what's your language?
Catherine there in the background, too.
Yes, mate, we do the radio show together.
Oh, well, yeah, well, yeah, I know. I'm on my way. Oh, God, you're gonna...
No, you'll turn it off, Jeffrey.
I honestly can't find the remote control. I honestly can't, but I'm now out in the back garden. Is that better?
That's perfect, Jeffrey. What would you like to say to the audience of the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio?
Oh, cool. No, nothing, man. Just...
Okay, thanks very much for calling.
After all that run-up.
Don't worry, he thinks he's still talking to us now,
oh.
So that's that. I mean, but yeah, it's stressful, man. And so it makes you question, that was it. Makes one... Me, I can only speak for me, I can't speak for anyone else. It makes one question everything. So I'm questioning the show, I'm questioning, you know, my role as a parent, I'm questioning, No, those are the two things I'm questioning mainly. The show and my role as a parent. And you...
You know why?
Why?
Because they're two things you can do something about.
What, you mean make another baby?
No,
Huh?
you can make adjustments, so you can say, right, I'm going to be a more present dad today. I'm going to be picnic dad. I'm going to do all these different things, and also with the show, right, I can tinker with it there. Whereas everything else, you've got to hand over. You've got to wait for other people to do their bit.
Who'd be a grown up?
Oh, it's rubbish.
Being a grown, and this is the thing, and I see my kids doing it. I know I did it. When you're a kid, come on, Paul. When you're a kid, you want to grow up really quickly, and see my kids saying that, and you're thinking, no, you don't, man.
No, my kids just want to wear high heels. They think that's what being a grown-up.
So do mine. Here's someone who never grew up, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Ross.
The Peter Pan of pop. In fact, there's a great character in Catch-22, the Joseph Heller book, called Dunbar.
Oh, I haven't read it for a while. Go on.
But Dunbar's he's the kind of philosopher, and he says, look, you know, we've got a finite time on this earth. We're young men risking our lives. You feel your life is much longer when you're incredibly bored.
Yeah.
So that's his philosophy.
Oh, yes.
And he says, you know, summer holidays when you're a kid, sometimes they seem like they lasted 15,000 years, but they're never long enough.
Yeah.
And that's the thing when you're a kid, because you've got no way really of choosing to entertain yourself and bring interest into your life.
Yeah.
Maybe kids these days.
They don't.
But that's the thing, boardom is what it is about growing up, isn't it? You finally wave goodbye to boredom.
We are three old farts, and I include you in that, Catherine.
No, absolutely not. I won't have that. Young farts.
Three old farts talking about bloody kids.
What's the matter with kids today?
So time travel.
Time travel on the show today. There's that man's name and number. I should pass it through the proper channels. Through the proper channels. Please.
We'll do him in a couple of weeks.
The book is. I've only heard. I've read chunks of the book. It's an audio book as well. You can download. But he lost his father when he was 10. He wants to go back, and that's what's motivating him. But he thinks it'll be possible next century. He says, but he is a proper bona fide American professor from the University of Connecticut, and he's been banging on about this for 20 years, time travel. That's a big mission. I'm also talking about a remarkable flypast tomorrow, 100 years of the RAF, 100 planes in the sky. They're going to be over Buckingham Palace at precisely 1 p.m.
What could possibly go wrong?
Spitfires, hurricanes, it's going to be fantastic. People already tweeted, that guy Owen Jones is a bit of a kind of Corbyn up, was saying, is it a military coup? No, it's a rehearsal for the gigantic RAF flypast. On the show, all that and more.
Have you been asked to take part in Theresa May's cabinet yet? Because she's used up everyone now, hasn't she? Surely you must be on.
Well, I'm available. Casual Bankers draft. My home phone, the answer phone says I'll do it. You know that.
There you go. Exactly.
Will Nude, got good hands. Can ride a horse.
Let's try again with Jeffrey. Good evening, Jeffrey.
Hello, mate. Yeah, I just wanted to say that was as brief as it was and as silly as it was. I really enjoyed talking to Ian for a minute there.
Okay, well he enjoyed.
Again sometime.
You give him a call again because he enjoyed talking to you, Jeffrey.
Hey, man.
Hello.
Hey, wicked.
Yeah, okay, wicked. This is what we're dealing with here.
Is fat still a thing? PHAT? Probably not.
Not for us.
My daughters went through a phase about 10 years ago, everything was the bomb.
Oh,
long gone,
you can't say the bomb now.
It's all sick now, and Peng.
Peng?
Peng.
I've heard of sick, not Peng. Like Pengu?
Peng.
Steve Peng.
No, Peng.
I saw Steve Peck's wind-up CDs, 3 for £1 the other. I might buy them, actually, bring them for it. Complete set, 3 for £1.
Please don't.
Make the hours go like molasses in January.
Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock, pretty much every night this week. Oh, no, you're not, because you're going on holiday.
Last one tomorrow.
Oh, fine. Well, then in that case, he'll make them good ones. He always does. Catherine and I will be back tonight at 10. Don't forget, you can download the podcast. If you go to iTunes or Acast and you type in Late Night Alternative or Iain Lee or Catherine Boyle or whatever, those things will come up. I'd imagine the shows that you did when I was away are still available.
Oh, probably.
They were very strong.
Well, I've only listened to bits. I'm going to listen to some tomorrow. That's my plan.
I fielded 3 calls from the Radio Academy for the first night alone.
Wow!
Just the 3?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'm losing it.
Thank you, Sam, as always. Don't forget to stay tuned to Paul Ross. We will be back tonight at 10. Until then, from us, ta-ta!
Talk Radio.
Ta-ta!
Talk Nation.
Dial-up and Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking. It's time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD video.
Kick off your slippers. Don't go to bed. The party is just starting. You can sleep when you're dead. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Set free your mind. Let your fancy take flight. Conversation gets curiouser by the glow of moonlight. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Stimulating nightly emissions guaranteed to open your eyes and your